situations, and they haven't been given all the resources that Bill Belichick has been given. The expectations are higher, but for a reason, and he's not living up to them.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 3 to 6 on 99.9 The Fan.
This party's getting crazy.
Are those mini horses?
And there's a build-your-own fireworks bar?
Ah! Heads up!
Whoa, and they've got the new ultimate blowout scratch-offs.
Okay, now it's a party.
With $250, $500, and $5,000 prizes, the ultimate blowout scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery are exploding with wins. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 8.26. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. That bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Are you ready for your retirement you've always dreamed of? I'm Amanda Mangum from Aspire Money Management. With the right financial strategies, you can enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Whether it's budgeting for healthcare, maximizing your Social Security benefits, or understanding your pension options, we're here to help you navigate the path ahead. Don't leave your retirement to chance. Visit AspireMoneyManagement.net for your free consultation. That's AspireMoneyManagement.net. Take the first step towards a fulfilling retirement today.
Charlie did not die from an overdose. Charlie was poisoned.
No other family should go through this. It's just horrific.
Go to safe.pharmacy. Use the free tool. Learn if the online pharmacy you're using is safe.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Cloudy, breezy, and cool this afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 60s. Winds gusting out of the northeast up to 20 miles per hour. And cloudy skies. Cloudy overnight tonight. Temperatures in the upper 50s. And then rain for the weekend. It arrives by midday on Saturday and lasts through Sunday. Much needed rain, but it will also bring some damaging conditions potentially to the Outer Banks.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones down 638 points to 45,719.
Keishan worked it across. They score! Goss to spare out front. Hall with the deflection. Chip back and they'll score! Keandre Miller, let it go! And welcome to Raleigh, Keandre. Here's Miller finding his way through, and he scores! A power play goal! Keandre Miller. Spare works it out front. They score! Oh, Seth Jarvis!
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
That's right. It is The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. And today, we are continuing what we really should call like the Drive Roadshow week.
I know.
After 2 days at ACC tip-off in Charlotte, 1 day outside the Lenovo Center for the Canes home opener, a 6-3 win over the Devils, by the way.
Let's go.
We are here in Cary at Prestonwood Country Club for the SAS Championship, PGA Champions Tour Golf. where I will get to nerd out on golf swings as much as anybody possibly could to round out the week on a Friday. Ernie Els just came through. Retief Goosen just came through. Angel Cabrera just came through. I'm just naming golfers at this point.
Dudes now.
KJ Choi just came through. It was
Bernard Longer.
Bernard Longer just came through, 2-time SAS champion, by the way, here at the SAS Championship.
Saw Mike Weir, Masters champion.
Mike Weir, Bernard Longer twice at the Masters.
That's true.
Jerry Kelly just came through, another SAS champion. There's golfers playing right on this. If you're watching on YouTube, we have the 10th tee right behind us. We're on the clubhouse patio here at beautiful Prestonwood Country Club in Cary, and we'll give you updates and hopefully be speaking to some golfers and some tournament officials throughout the show. But we also have to keep you updated on everything else going on in the Triangle. So let's start with the big three at 3.
Number 1.
Carolina Hurricanes opened their season with a 6-3 victory over the New Jersey Devils at home last night.
Golf claps.
Golf claps.
Golf claps.
It wasn't golf claps in the Lenovo Center last night.
It was not.
Atmosphere rocking. Right when they needed the go-ahead goal late in the third, it's an Aho to Jarvis goal, which is like the ultimate ignition switch. Everybody go nuts. You get the empty netter from Jarvis, then you get a Robinson, I call it a nightcap to seal it. But that was a flurry at the end. The game kind of 3-3 late into the third period. Keandre Miller scored a couple in his debut.
Talk about making an entrance.
Just introducing himself. And then he said the perfect thing afterwards to everybody in the building. He gets a little interview at the end with the kind of rinkside reporter, and he just says, I used to hate playing here, and now I'm glad that all of you are in my corner. And a place goes wild yet again. It's like, all right, this guy's just having himself a night. He's saying the right things. I honestly don't even 100% believe that his first shot was like I intend to score on this shot. It was just kind of let me throw it up towards the goal, see what happens.
Throw it on net.
And it goes in. So Keandre Miller introduced himself in a really cool way to the Raleighwood faithful. But I'm going to get out ahead of this, and I've been thinking about this consciously today.
All right,
if they would have lost 6-3, I would be saying over and over and over again, it's just one game.
Just one.
Don't overreact. It's just one game. It's one slice of a very, very large pie. Just don't overreact. So I will try, because they won 6-3, not to do the same in the opposite direction, right? Not overreact too much and think, get to the on-pace stats and go, Jarvis and Keandre Miller are going to 164 goals this year. They're on pace.
And you thought me predicting 40 goals for Jarvis was out of the question.
He's on pace.
I know.
He's, they're going to go 82-0.
Exactly.
They're on pace. I'm trying not to do that, but they did look good.
Overall, I thought they looked really good.
The eye test, I think, even more so for most of the game, more so than the scoreboard until the end. They had that flurry. I thought the eye test was more in their favor than even the scoreboard was.
There are things you can take away, though, after one game. I think the biggest thing is that they look faster. For a team that already plays extremely fast, their physical speed, because Nikolai Ehlers is extremely fast skater. We saw Dmitry Orlov and Brent Burns at the, older guys last year that just didn't have the step that they used to. But now you insert Keandre Miller and Alexander Nikishin, bigger guys that could skate like heck too. This team just overall playing faster, which is amazing because of how the tempo in which they played previously. But just you could see that visibly right from the jump.
I also have some points to make about the speed of the team, and we're going to do that at about 3:15. 3:15, we'll dive in further to the Canes 6-3 victory over the Devils. Right now, however, we need to get to number 2.
Number 2.
Panthers versus the Cowboys in Charlotte this Sunday. It is quickly becoming a war of attrition. It appears as if, and I believe the reports are that they're actually out. Chuba Hubbard out, Turk Wharton out, Taylor Moton out.
Yep. Along with Caleb Evans, who's a special teamer as well. He's also out. Those 4 guys officially ruled out.
The 3 that I mentioned, those are the veterans. Like those are leaders. And by the way, I expect them to still play some kind of leadership role. But it might be just a hint of be careful what you wish for, where for so much of the early part of the season, I and many, so I'll put my own, responsibility on this one. I was screaming, play the young guys, play the young guys, play the young guys. And then the football gods were like, all right, let's get all the old guys hurt. How's that sound? Take the choice out of your hands. And I'm going like, well, not Taylor Moton. That was not true, but no, those were the three old guys that I was cool playing. I also wanted some of the young guys at other positions to get opportunities. So it'll be a challenge for the Panthers. And the Cowboys are also banged up right by this point in the season. Every team is dealing with some form or fashion of injuries. It's just the nature of a physical sport. But it is you don't want to be tested this quickly. But I do think against Miami, the thing that I was most impressed with by the Panthers as a whole is they stared adversity in the face and they fought back. And it felt like it was the first time in a while that they have done that.
Yeah.
Rather than seeing some adversity and just going, well, we gave it a good try. Let's pack it up and go home. They saw adversity. They were down 17-0 and they went, no, let's go try to do something about it. And they did. Now we get to test that whole mindset because before the game even starts, you have Josh Nijman lined up at right tackle. You have less depth at the running back position. Nick Scorton and the young guys on the defensive front are going to have to not only do what they've been doing, but also cover a little bit for Turk Wharton. Like there's simply more adversity to start the game off, which means that, mindset that we praised after the Miami game is immediately going to be tested the next week against Dallas.
There is potential, a couple of young guys potentially playing this weekend. Jatavian Sanders, who's missed the last couple of weeks with an ankle injury, was a full participant yesterday in practice, but was limited today. He's officially questionable, which basically it's a 50-50 coin flip in that regard. Shaw Smith-Wade, who missed last week with the chest injury, he was full participant again this week. He's officially listed as questionable, but I anticipate him playing this weekend as well. And also Jaylee Coker, who's been on IR to start the season with that quad injury, full participant in practice all 3 days this week, listed as questionable. He's still technically on injured reserve, so they don't have to activate him this week, and mostly worked with the scout team this weekend. So to be determined, but there is potential for him to possibly be elevated back off the IR this weekend as well.
It'll be interesting if Jatavian Sanders can play what they do with the tight end rotation, because I actually think the guys that have been healthy have been playing well.
They have been
catching touchdowns, and important touchdowns at that. So we'll see where Jatavian Sanders fits in with his admittedly different skill set than some of those guys, being more of a pass catching kind of slot receiver / tight end. That's number 2. Let's go ahead and jump to number 3.
Number 3.
NC State at Notre Dame this weekend. With both Duke and UNC on a bye, the Triangle's college football power conference eyes kind of focus on NC State, as do the eyes of many in the nation when you play against Notre Dame. Kind of comes with the territory playing against that school, especially at Notre Dame. This is a tall task for NC State. I'll call it like it is. It is a tall task. CJ Carr, their quarterback for Notre Dame, is playing very well. They have 2 of the best running backs in the country. They started their season with a very tough schedule, lost to Miami, lost to Texas A&M. Since then, they've been very good. 3-2 probably doesn't tell the story of the quality of Notre Dame's play. If you are NC State, and I said this earlier this week, and I'm going to continue to say it, this is an opportunity game. It is a statement game. There's not many that believe in you. Last I checked, the spread was 22.5.
Yeah.
That is, even with the acknowledgement that it's a tall task, I think that is a little bit of a disrespectful number from the sports books. But when you lose to Virginia Tech, when you put some of the things that they've put on film already, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to predictions and reputation and everything else. So Dave Doran gets to be where I think he's most comfortable, which is nobody believes in us. It's us against the world. Only the people inside this locker room are the opinions that matter. And notoriously, that's where Dave Doran has done his best coaching. I think some, and put me in this category, would like it to be, well, you could prove people right when they do believe in you.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait till they don't believe in you to prove them wrong.
That's a good point.
But once you get to this point where, you're 22.5 point underdogs, the proving people wrong is really your only option.
That's really it. I my big concern for them is that defensively has been a struggle for the most part this season. It feels like there's just even more pressure on the offense you have to score every single possession. I feel like because I don't feel like with State that if the offense struggles for, let's say, 2 or 3 possessions in a row, that the defense is going to, the 3 possessions on defense, we're only going to give up a field goal, so the offense doesn't have to worry about every single time they're out there that they have to go get 6. I don't think NC State has that luxury right now. I just don't think they do.
I said this on the most recent episode of Pack Therapy, which, by the way, check it out. Pack Therapy, myself, Mike Glennon, former NC State quarterback, break down everything State football. I don't know if I've seen a game that comes down more to how you play in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches say it all the time about every game. This is one where I think it's actually warranted, both offensively and defensively. Notre Dame is going to have big dudes and powerful dudes up front, and State has to be able to open up. I'm not saying, and I've been emphasizing this, I don't think they need to open up Mack truck-sized holes for Hollywood Smothers.
No, you don't.
But you need to give them a yard past the line of scrimmage before contact. You need to give him a crease, something to work with, and then he can be special. But if he's having to take the handoff, make a guy miss just to get back to the line of scrimmage, it's no matter how good your running back is, that's going to be a tough day. And then flip side, Notre Dame has 2 really good running backs. Love and Price. You do not want to get them rolling. If they get 2-3 yards before contact across the line of scrimmage, they can do the same thing back to you. So just make them earn their yards. It's you're not going to fully contain them, but make them earn it, make it difficult, and you'll be all right. That is the Big 3 at 3 here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. When we come back, as promised, we're talking Canes hockey from here at the SAS Championship, Prestonwood Country Club in Cary. We're going to tell you about the 6-3 win for the Canes over the Devils last night. Stick around.
It's bow time. Fumble in the food on game day? Rookie move. But Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Because the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real Southern flavor, fluffy scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your whole crew faster than you could say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's bow time.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's bow time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's bow time.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/auto loans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brad's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where batteries are as low as $89.99. Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Brad is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions
Back
apply.
for Gostisbehere, traffic in front. Gostisbehere works it out front, they score! Oh, Seth Jarvis! Seth on the spot takes the feed from Aho. And it's 4-3 Carolina with 2:43 left in the third.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I love it. You win the opener. All I do is win. Throw your hands up. The Canes beat the Devils last night in their season opener and home opener, 6-3. And speaking of winning, Chad Campbell leading the SAS Championship here in Cary, where we are on location on the Prestonwood Country Club patio overlooking the 10th tee as it's situated for the tournament. Other golfers in the mix. Could be a very, very fun leaderboard for the weekend. Bernard Longer who is, of course, a two-time Masters champion, is tied for second at 3 under par, just one off of Chad Campbell's 4 under. They're both still on the course, so that can change. Jerry Kelly, who's won this event once before, 3 under par through 11. Another Masters champion, Mike Weir, tied for 5th. Just 2 strokes off the lead at 2 under, along with Miguel Angel Jimenez, Padraig Harrington, Potty. There's a lot of really good golfers that could make a run at this, still in shooting distance, if you will. Stuart Sinkett even could make a run as well. There's plenty of them. Retief Goosen. I'm just naming golfers.
Tim just naming dudes.
I could sit here and just reminisce about what these guys did on the PGA Tour and in majors forever.
By the way, real quick here for the SAS Championship. Tonight, they do have their food truck rodeo, so that is here tonight, actually right directly behind where we are sitting. So that will be taking place. They also have a concert and all that.
Fireworks?
Yeah, fireworks. Come enjoy. They are very much involved in the community as well about what they would do, what they support, where the money, a lot of the money goes and what it benefits. So be part of it. Come enjoy it. It's a beautiful night, beautiful day, beautiful night. Come out and have some fun.
And as throughout the day, I'm going to continue just naming golfers because it's fun for me to do. And if you hear a golfer that maybe was one of your guys, right? Anyone that follows golf, you've got your handful of guys. If you hear Angel Cabrera, or you hear KJ Choi, or you hear Ernie Els,
just naming dudes,
and you're like that Rocco Mediate, who of course has one of the most legendary stories of all time, up against Tiger in the U.S. Open playoff. If it's one of your dudes, you hear it, you want to come out, I encourage you to check it out this weekend. The Prestonwood Country Club is set up beautifully, and it's some really, really good golf. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Some really good hockey was played last night.
Yeah, it was.
By the Carolina Hurricanes. Canes beat the Devils 6-3. Without overreacting too much, I do think there are some observations we can make about the way that this roster is kind of put together and how it could break down if things go well throughout the year. Dennis brought it up earlier. The speed popped.
Yeah.
The speed popped. And one thing that stood out to me was they've always had a handful of fast guys.
Sure.
Right? They've always had a handful of really crafty skaters. It seemed like last night there wasn't a point in time where they didn't have 4 or sometimes 5 really good skaters, guys that were a threat to score, guys that were a threat to possess a puck and transition to the offensive end. There really wasn't anybody that you wouldn't think, all right, you better get somebody on them if they were in space. And that to me is the mark of a really good roster.
Yeah,
right.
There's throughout the lineup.
Yeah, their fourth line at times was their best line.
They were.
It was Kokoniemi, Hall, and on the other side now, of course, Eric Robinson scored the late goal. And their third pairing with Alexander Nikishin and Ghost was on defense was at times their most effective defensive pairing, especially when you consider transitioning to offense. Hard to be better than a Slavin pairing when it comes to takeaways and things like that. But like Nikishin is one of those guys who there's still some kinks to iron out. Don't get me wrong, right? Some wrinkles that he'll have to get used to, and he'll get better. But then every once in a while he makes a move or he takes a shot, and you're like, goodness, he's not going to be able to be left alone. Like there's no breather for the team they're playing against.
He factored in on that game-winning goal by Seth Jarvis. He helped jump up in the play, help keep the puck in the zone, gloved it down to himself and everything, and then puck worked around before it's Ghost to Aho to Jarvis. But he factored in that play, which is significant to see a guy with so few games in the NHL being on the ice late in a game in that kind of situation when there's under 3 minutes left. That's big for a young man like that.
And even more directly contributed to their first goal with a really got the secondary assist and also really well placed pass to Ghost which led to the tip in, the deflection by Taylor Hall. So he's just one example of a guy who, how many minutes he ends up playing, I'm not sure, but when he has the puck, you cannot take a breath. You cannot take a breather. And there's really no breather up and down the Canes lineup the way it was situated last night. And then here's the other thing. And this is why I'm trying not to overreact to one game. Hockey it can get a little fluky, right?
Oh, for sure.
I think I saw from Walt Ruff, Canes team reporter, unofficially the Canes rang the post 7 times.
7, yeah.
7 times. And at times it felt like they had done it 7 times in the 3 minutes prior to when it happened. Which, if we're being real, those are kind of at least a couple earned goals, right? They were worthy of goals. You just, millimeters was the difference. So perhaps they could have won this game a little bit more comfortably and not needed that late flurry. But then you think back to maybe the Miller goals, and you're thinking those are maybe not the little softies, if you will, maybe not the most earned goals. And you're going, all right, well, if you're going to give 2 that were earned, you might have to take 1 away, and you get to that game. So maybe the best way to think of it is just wait till we have a bigger sample size.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think if Sebastian Aho gets the looks that he got last night, in many games this year, he's going to finish without a goal scored.
Yeah, the one he rang off the post on the shorthanded attempt was just he beat Markstrom clean.
And there were a few where he was past the puck in a position where I was thinking like, oh, he's gonna net this, and for whatever reason didn't hit it clean. I think one time kind of whiffed a little bit. There's it was first game for everybody, but Sebastian Aho gets those opportunities. He's leaving with a goal or 2 most nights. So there's still things to improve on. There's still things that you may have gotten a little lucky. And I think we wait till, you get a larger sample size to see what's real.
He still had a couple points.
Yeah. Oh, no, he didn't have a bad game at all.
He still had a couple points.
He's still Sebastian Aho. Let's not get crazy.
I will say, speaking of Aho and that line with Ehlers and Jarvis, though, you could see, A, the skill, B, the speed, but also you can see how these guys are thinking 1, 2, 3 steps ahead. And I think that's something that they're still trying to figure out with each other, is that they're among the forwards, Ehlers is the only new guy. So he has to figure out how, A, the team plays, but also specifically how Jarvis and Aho play. And the same thing with Jarvis and Aho. They have to figure out how Ehlers plays. But you can kind of tell as the game went along, they were creating chances. I mean, Ehlers, even though he didn't get a secondary assist, still factored in on that game-winning goal as well by Seth Jarvis. So they were constantly creating chances with each other. And it's like, man, they still combined for 4 points. And it's like they weren't even close to fully clicking.
I agree with that as well. I also think you brought it, you said it correctly, which is they're thinking 2 and 3 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're not going to think about it, right?
Exactly.
Eventually, they're just going to know, and it's going to be instinct, and they're still thinking it through, because that's what happens when you're with a new line mate. Do you know what's the craziest stat? Because there's a lot of, in any given game, you can go pick and choose little stats. This one really surprised me.
Okay.
Nikolai Ehlers played 19 minutes and 35 seconds last night.
Yeah.
Do you know what his regular season high was last year? 1941.
Yeah.
So already you can, that was like the high water mark of his whole season, not like last year's opener. He played, I think, 20 something in the postseason once or twice. But during the regular season, his high was 1941. And I think just that right there, because you don't want to play a guy his like all-time overly max in game 1 of a season. He's going to play more minutes. You can expect more production than what he's put on the ice in the past with the same efficiency, just projecting it over a few more minutes a game. And that 60 whatever points can turn into 75 pretty quickly, just off of, not playing any better and not, assuming that Aho and Jarvis don't give him any more opportunities, just the exact same amount, he'll be a more effective player.
I know there was one play last night that I know you loved, because you and I were sitting up next to each other on press row. There was a moment late in a shift for Ehlers, and it was basically him like 1-on-2, 1-on-3, and he tried to make a move. He's like, you know what? Everyone else is changing. I'm going to try and make something happen. You're like, ooh, I like that.
I really liked it. And the speed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the reason why he could even entertain the thought of making a move there is because he had the confidence of, oh, this guy can't keep up with me.
Yeah.
And that's such a baller thought, right?
Yeah.
Like, as somebody that was never the fastest guy in any sport, it's got to be such an empowering feeling to just be like, oh, we're even. Oh, this is a win for me. I'm going to get the corner. And you could see he has that instinct, which is quite frankly why he was brought in to the Carolina Hurricanes, and a 6-3 win.
I loved how Keandre Miller and Jalen Chatfield looked together. You can tell right away. It's like these guys haven't played a single game together, or it just took a couple of shifts, and you're like, yeah, this duo right here was probably their best defensive pair the entire night.
Obviously, the night you scored 2 goals and it's your debut and everything's breaking your way.
Yeah.
You're going to be everybody's best friend. But even taking that away, Keandre Miller fit in. You could tell very, he's a guy that could sit on the bench next to anybody. You know what I mean? Just kind of Mr. Congeniality. And then he scored twice, which obviously helps. But, both he and Ehlers, I say it a lot, but they're Canes. Like, they may have been playing for other teams, but they've been Canes. And his wingspan stood out. There's a lot to like about the new guys, and obviously a lot to like about the guys returning as well. And at some point today, we will talk about the goalies because you have to. But we won't overreact to that either, right? The good news is we're being accountable. We're not overreacting positively, so that enables us and allows us to not overreact negatively. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Dennis Cox has something he'd like to tell you.
I do. Dennis Cox here for my good friends over at Law Tigers. Something to keep in mind as not just a motorcycle rider out there on the road, but also just a driver. If you're out there driving in your car, maybe right now, this weekend, whatever it might be, roughly 1 in 8 drivers across the state of North Carolina are either underinsured or uninsured. So if you are injured in an accident, if their policy can't cover, then your policy has to kick in. So make sure that your insurance is up to date, to make sure that if someone else's policy doesn't cover for you when you're injured in an accident during the time that you are possibly having to go to the hospital, that's where your policy helps step in. So make sure that your policy is up to date. And that's something very important as a motorcycle rider, because if you're injured in an accident, always go seek medical attention. Sometimes the adrenaline is pumping and you're feeling good. Hey, I think I'm going to be okay. I can walk away. But then the next day hits, and then the day after, and before you know it, things are feeling a lot more worse than what they did the day before. So that's why always get medical attention if you're injured in a motorcycle accident. But most importantly, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS and speak to a Law Tigers attorney before you give any sort of written statement to the insurance companies. Insurance companies want to give you the least amount possible, but Law Tigers, they're there to fight for you and fight for every dollar that you deserve if you're injured in an accident. That's why your case evaluation is always free, and you don't owe a dime until your case settles. So call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan, live from the SAS Championship, will continue. Up next with 2 minutes of gold, talking more hockey and the Dean's List. Stick around.
Waking up, getting ready, sitting in traffic. Let's face it, getting to work in the morning is a lot of work. But when you get a great deal on your favorite McDonald's coffee, becoming a morning person is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Now get any size refreshingly cold iced coffee for $1, a delicious mocha for $2, and a frappe for $3. Available only during breakfast hours. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Jack Hughes with the puck at center ice over the logo. He'll give it away. Empty net. Another chance. Bingo! Seth Jarvis. And Seth Jarvis with a monster goal here. The go-ahead, and then he gets the insurance. It's 5-3 Carolina.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. Call that one a pick six empty net goal for Jarvis. The highlight coming out of the break ended up being added on to just a couple of moments later by Eric Robinson. Canes win 6-3 over the Devils last night in the season opener for the Canes and the home opener for the Canes. To dive even further into the reaction into the Canes win, here is 2 minutes of gold with our very own Adam Gold.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and I've got 2 minutes for two Hurricanes players who each scored 2 goals as the Canes pick up 2 points on opening night. And it's all brought to us by Parkway Sleep Health Centers. We're back. The Hurricanes are back. The games matter. And don't you know, we got a new guy, Keandre Miller, who scored twice last night.
Here's Miller finding his way through, and he scores! A power play goal! Keandre Miller! Oh, he can call Carolina home now. His second of the game, and the Canes take a 3-2 lead, and a tip of the cap to one of the best ever do it. It's a power play goal!
Tremendous debut in a Hurricane sweater. But what about the old guy? Not really that old. Seth Jarvis, who frankly hit 2 posts and then scored 2 goals.
Back for Gostisbehere, traffic in front. Gostisbehere works it out front, they score! Oh, Seth Jarvis! Seth on the spot takes the feed from Aho, and it's 4-3 Carolina with 2:43 left in the third.
He would add one into an empty net. Isn't quite as exciting, but Seth was really, really good again, as he always is. Sebastian Aho, 2 assists. Shane Gostisbehere, 2 assists. Taylor Hall, a goal and an assist. But a really fun night in front of a sold-out arena as the Hurricanes win their opener 6-3 from the New Jersey Devils. Who knows? These two teams should be battling it out all season long at the top of the Metropolitan Division. A lot of 2s going on in this 2 minutes. 2 teams, 2 points, 2 goals, 2 goals, 2 assists, 2 assists. It was a great night. All brought to us by Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health, sound off for Deuces Wild.
That once again, Adam Gold with 2 minutes of gold, breaking down the Canes' victory last night. They play again tomorrow at home against the Philadelphia Flyers. So, you know, as many of you know, all of you know, if you're a Canes fan, once the NHL season gets started, it gets going pretty quick, and that starts from opening night. So tomorrow, home against Philly, then a long road trip to follow. With that being said, let's take some time from here at the SAS Championship to give you a little leaderboard update. Robert Carlson has moved into a tie with Chad Campbell at the top of the leaderboard. They are 4 under par. They are in the clubhouse.
Okay.
Done for the day. Still out there chasing them down. Billy Andrade, Bernard Longer, Padraig Harrington, Jerry Kelly. So some PGA Tour or PGA or some, let me get this right, some Champions Tour big names, as well as some major champions from their PGA Tour careers looking to get into that mix for the clubhouse lead at the end of the first round. And we can point out that the food trucks are moving in behind us. There's a big food truck event here at the SAS Championship at Prestonwood Country Club in Cary tonight, and that should be they're filling in already, so it should be happening pretty soon. Now, here on The Drive, we can't go any further without hitting up the Dean's List. Dean's List, where we give a few extra accolades, a little extra praise to those directly or indirectly related to the college sports world we hold so near and dear here in the Triangle in North Carolina. Starting with, I'll go first. I'm throwing Kenan Stadium on the Dean's List.
Oh, okay.
Football stadium for the Carolina Tar Heels, because the Savannah Bananas are going to play there next year.
That's right. The Savannah Bananas. That sold out Bank of America Stadium on back-to-back days earlier in the summer. I think they have no problem selling out Kenan.
They are playing 9 football stadiums next year. They announced it at one time.
That's awesome.
Florida State's Doak Campbell, where the Saints play, the Superdome. Kyle Field, Texas A&M, Neyland Stadium, Tennessee, Nebraska's Memorial Stadium, Autzen Stadium out there in Oregon, Kinnick Stadium, which is where the Iowa Hawkeyes play, Gillette Stadium for the Patriots, and Kenan Stadium, the home of the North Carolina Tar Heels. So they'll be right here in our backyard. Should be a bananas event. The question, you saw what I did there? The question that kids will debate and parents will debate everywhere is they always have some celebrity appearances, some cameos from people that have made their fame or are famous to a particular area where they're having the game. UNC legends will likely be involved. It's just a matter of who. When they played at Bank of America, it was Jonathan Stewart. It was Greg Olson. It was
Adam Thielen.
It was Adam Thielen, ironically. He'll probably be at the one in Minnesota this year.
He should be.
But UNC obviously has their share of famous alums. So some of them, or maybe current athletes, could all work their way into the bananas.
One thing that I'm sure they're trying to trot out Hubert Davis, something along those lines. Maybe get Roy Williams to swing back through. Could you get Vince Carter, Julius Peppers? Could you get some of these guys?
Bill Belichick. Maybe you just need some good PR. Line a couple singles. Get out there and
have coach third base.
Have people talking about anything but what they've been talking about. Put on the bananas uniform and take Instagram pictures.
It is really cool, though, that this is actually something you got to give a lot of credit to the University of North Carolina in regards to this, because we've heard about how Carter Finley Stadium at NC State is looking to bring other attractions into Carter Finley Stadium to use it more often. We have seen Kenan be used for big international soccer events. Now we are seeing the Savannah Bananas come in. So this is really good opportunity for universities to generate other revenue, get people on campus and those kinds of things to make some of that money that they can use in their athletic department. This is a great thing for North Carolina in my eyes.
More Dean's List coming your way. This one's bittersweet, obviously sad. Sister Jean.
Yes.
Sister Jean passed away. Dolores Bertha Schmidt, who became known across the country as Sister Jean for her. She was the chaplain of the Loyola Chicago basketball team and one of their biggest fans. And when they run to the Final Four a handful of years ago, she became almost a rallying point for the squad. I do think it's kind of cool that you can become famous at like 98 years old or whatever she was, 96 years old, and then live another 10 years to live in it and enjoy the celebrity of it. So, and that's part of, by the way, the more professional college sports becomes, I hope kind of the off-the-wall, unpredictable Sister Jean things can still happen, right? Sure, the players might drive nice cars, they might have bigger numbers in their bank account, but that's part of the magic of college as well, is some Cinderella story rallies around a nun and becomes a Final Four and tackles all the Goliaths. You can't predict that stuff in college sports. More Dean's List. Do you have any?
I do, actually. I'll throw a Collective Soul, the band. They're performing at UNC October 25th. So that whole Chapel Thrill thing that they got going on with the concerts pregame, they had Ludacris before the Clemson game. They had Chase Rice before the TCU game. That Collective Soul. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty solid lineup that they put together so far.
I'm sure money talks a little bit, but also they think it's good for good performance. I don't think any artist signs up to go to a place they think won't be a good time.
I gotta look and see what time that game is. I don't know if it's been announced yet, but are they gonna be on at 10 a.m.?
The 9:30 a.m. Ludacris concert was a vibe for those of you that were there. Last Dean's List member, I'm throwing Cody Campbell on there. Cody Campbell is a Texas Tech billionaire booster, head of regents. He's apparently feuding with the conference commissioners, which billionaires, I feel like they don't lose their feuds very often.
They don't.
There is a conversation about pooling college television rights for football and men's basketball.
Yes.
And negotiating as a block. And
like you see in the NFL and the NBA.
Cody Campbell, this billionaire, thinks it's the way to go. And the college commissioners, I guess, are not as interested. Cody Campbell says because the conferences are all represented by commissioners who are very, very self-interested. This is the Jerry Jones moment of the NFL.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones's biggest legacy in the NFL is not the Super Bowls. It's that he convinced all of the owners to negotiate their broadcast rights as a block, and it's made them oodles and oodles and oodles of money, and it's allowed the NFL to grow and grow and grow and grow. I don't necessarily like that Texas Tech's buying every good recruit out there, but I have to be on Cody Campbell's side here and start negotiating as a unit. I think it's necessary. So go Cody. And that right there is the Dean's List. Go ahead and dismiss. The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. We'll be back. We're live at the SAS Championship, Prestonwood Country Club in Cary. Let me make sure that the leaderboard is still as we left it. And it appears as if it is. Robert Carlson, Chad Campbell still tied atop with some big names trying to chase them down. We'll talk with Jeff Kleiber, who is the SAS Tournament Director, right on the other side of this break. See you in a second.
Hey everyone, it's Paul Ihander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. Are you ready to fire up your Saturdays? I always am. FanDuel's got a boost you don't want to miss. It is called Boostin' with the Boys. Yeah, Boostin' with the Boys, and it gives you, everyone, a college football profit boost every single week. Here's how it works. Each week, we give everyone a profit boost to use on college football. No opt-in gymnastics, no invite-only nonsense. Everyone gets the boost, and you can use it on the noon kickoffs, or if you're a late-night owl like me, those 10:30 launches. We're talking real games, real teams, real Saturdays, and an extra payout on the line. It's easy, fun, and only on FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com/Paul, download your app, check out the Boostin' with the Boys offer, and get in on the action. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Hey girl, haven't seen you downtown lately. Nope, sticking to our go-to places. You mean like Sharky's? Well, we love our Sharky's. Best wings and gumbo on the planet. But we never miss the $5 sangrias on Wednesdays at the new Salt and Lime and Mexican pints on Thursdays for $3. You know my boy loves the House of Hops. No better selection of craft beer in the state. Loves their specials, their food trucks, and you know I love my wine. They have a wonderful selection. And have I told you about our new takeout spot, Che Empanadas? It's right next to Sharky's. They have 20 different types of authentic Argentinian empanadas, and they are incredible, especially the breakfast ones. You gotta try it. Sounds perfect. And how awesome is it that they're so close to each other? Oh, it's perfect, all right.
Give them a try. Che Empanadas, House of Hops, Salt and Lime, and Sharky's. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from each other off Durham Road, Glenwood, and Grove Barton.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Patrick Day from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. A lot of people have work to do on their homes. They need a roof. They want windows, siding. You guys do everything. But people are also, I'm not sure I can afford it. The Aluminum Company is a great place to go. Tell us why.
Well, tons of times I'll go out to people's houses and they're thinking about doing a bunch of home improvements at once. Siding, roofing, windows are a big package, right? And the first thing they think of is, well, I'm going to need to go get an equity line or a second mortgage. One of the things we have is tons of financing options where you don't even need to go to your bank. We can do that in-house for you and run payment options for you. And lots of times the financing that we offer is a better percentage rating than you can get from your bank, and you don't have to go through all that mess to get to it.
I like that. Also, is there 12 months, zero interest?
12 months, zero interest, zero payments for 12 months.
Zero payments and zero interest at the same time for 12 months.
That is correct.
That is a double header right there. Aluminum Company of North Carolina, online, aluminumcompany.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan is live from the SAS Championship at Prestonwood Country Club in Cary. By the way, tournament taking place all weekend, and it is shaping up to be a heck of a weekend on the course. Robert Carlson, Chad Campbell are in the clubhouse through 4 under par in the lead. But some of the names that are a stroke off: Bernard Longer, 2-time champion here at the SAS Championship; Podrick Harrington. I mean, we're talking major winners. Jerry Kelly, who has won the SAS Championship in the past a couple of times. And Mike Weir, major champion. I mean, there's a lot of guys within striking distance here that should make it a really fun weekend. And that is music to the ears of the gentleman joining us now on the patio outside of Prestonwood Country Club, Jeff Kleiber, SAS Tournament Director. Jeff, That's a pretty good leaderboard
There's
right
two
there.
things we can't control: the competition and the weather. So when the competition's going your way and having a great leaderboard like that, you thank your lucky stars for sure.
Well, it's looking like you're getting lucky, at least on the leaderboard portion of it. 25 years. 25 years you're celebrating of the SAS Championship. I'm going to ask probably a tough question for you. Do you have a favorite memory?
So my first year was 2003. So I wasn't here for the first 2 years. So I've only been here for 23 of them. But that was the year Arnie played. And so that's a pretty memorable year. We also had a hurricane that week. And I have a picture that our photographer took of me trying to explain to Arnie Thursday morning that, hey, Arnie, we're not playing golf. There's a hurricane coming. You can't hit balls here.
And he was like, "No, I'm Arnie. No one tells me I can't
correct.
hit balls."
And his daughter lives here, and he found a place to hit balls. He found some range to hit balls at that day. That the king found a way.
Yep, and that is I love Champions Tour golf, and that's part of it. Is Arnie is everybody's guy, but everybody has their handful of guys in a generation, and then the Champions Tour, you get to be so much closer to them. You get to really see them up close and personal. I've been just absolutely bending Dennis's ear about Ernie Els this whole time.
He really has.
Because he's a tall guy. I'm a tall guy. Like every tall guy out there.
Do you have the same swing?
He's our North Star. If you're like 6'4", he's our North Star. Just, tempo for everybody, but swing for especially the big guys. So we got to see him up close. It's a really, I love the Champions Tour, if you can't tell. Which, by the way, means it's a good time to bring up that the Champions Tour is coming here for 3 more years.
Yeah, we announced an extension today through 2028, 3-year extension, and we're also going to increase our purse, go from 2.1 to 2.3 next year, then 2.4 and 2.5. So big commitment by SAS. This event obviously works for them. They're going to entertain over 450 of their customers and partners this week through pro-ams early on, hospitality, a lot of different business sessions and things like that. So it's really working for SAS. So they're very happy with a longer term commitment like that. And it's, it's great for the town of Cary. It's great for this community to know that, an impactful event like this is going to come back year after year after year.
And I imagine that is a big weight off of the tournament officials' shoulders. We're seeing in golf, like it's almost a requirement that purses go up all across the sport, all these different tours. So getting up to 2.5 for a Champions Tour, that has to put you in
upper half.
Exactly where you need to be.
It's the Champions Tour's got 5 majors, and you've got the Schwab Cup playoffs at 2.5. We'll be right behind those events.
That's a good spot to be. Prestonwood Country Club is another, one of, we talk about the star golfers. There's every golf course or every golf tournament, the course has to be one of the stars. What is the course kind of testing for these players, or what does it reward?
So the players this week have been saying it's the best condition they've ever seen it in. We've obviously had droughts,
they must be
floods,
well.
droughts, those kind of things.
When I play well, the course isn't great. When I don't play well, gosh, the course is.
But what they've been saying is the greens is what is the difference. They're running fast, 13.5 plus on the stump meter, but also they're very receptive. So that's just a sign of mature greens that are in great shape, allows them to, fire it at it. And again, we're not going super low today. There's the wind factor too that plays into it. And I was just out at 18. I'm not sure the pin at 18 can be in a tougher spot right behind the bunker. To the
is that your way of saying that wasn't my choice?
I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with what goes on inside the ropes. That's where our great partners at PGA Tour champions and the rules officials they're here all week, masterminding a plan with pins and tees and tee times. That was the call that I was just taking as we were going on. Like, hey, what time do we want to start tomorrow? I said, that was the time we started last year, so let's try to do something similar. We're tape delayed this week, so we've got a little bit more flexibility with things like that, just the way with the other things on Golf Channel. So come on out. You might see yourself on the broadcast later in the evening.
Drive home and watch.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually pretty cool.
7 to 9 on the Golf Channel the next 3 days.
Jeff Kleiber, SAS Tournament Director, joining us here at the SAS Championship, which will be going on all week. You have a pretty cool event getting ready to go on behind us with the food trucks, which we'll talk about in a second. But first, some big picture stuff. This December, a certain individual turns. That's all I had to say was this December. Tiger Woods turns 50.
Yep.
Do did all the powers that be on the Champions Tour get together and set up a recruiting pitch where you're talking about bigger purses or different? I don't know. Like, we all want to see him get back out there on the course.
We want him play. We want to see Tiger play golf wherever he's willing to play golf. If that's Cary, North Carolina next October, we would welcome him. I kind of compare, the schedule Jack had when he turned 50 to the possible schedule that Tiger might have. Jack played 5 or 6 events, played all the majors, and played a couple events that were either designed the golf course or his management company was running the event. So Tiger, with his current health, which we don't know, all the majors you have to walk in. So could Tiger be playing those? I mean, I kind of lean into, like, how does Tiger not go back to Bridgestone, and or Firestone for that event, where it seems like if he just shows up at Firestone Country Club, they etch his name on the trophy. But that's one of the majors that he would have to walk. So I think you just don't know. I mean, time will tell. We all would love to see him out here, and I mean, here or playing the regular tour. We just love it when Tiger's playing golf.
How can we help?
If he has to walk, can I carry him? I will work.
How can we help?
But at events like this, the carts are, like, not only accepted, but they're if you want them, they're there, and
the rules
kind
are
of use
set
them.
up to that where the players that need a cart and to keep them out here and keep them playing, like Bernard Longer, up until last year when he tore his Achilles, he never took a cart, but he's able to still come out here and play and be on the leaderboard because he has that option.
Still looks in great shape.
Oh,
by
he's
the way.
amazing. Yeah, he's ageless.
He absolutely is. We talked about the leaderboard. Just a quick update here before we start talking food trucks. Longer's still tied for third at 3 under par, 1 stroke off the league, along with Harrington. And I mean, it's a really great leaderboard.
Yep.
And we'll continue to update you throughout. Now, what is going on tonight? What's going on behind us?
So today's Folds of Honor Friday, and so we started the day with an opening ceremony. We still have the American flag as our pin flag out at 18, where honorees are holding it, making sure that our flag doesn't touch the ground. So that kicked off the day. That then concludes with our Food Truck Friday. We've got 6 great food trucks that'll be firing up here shortly. They start serving at 4 o'clock. Once play concludes on 18, we'll fire up the DJ, great music. We've got our Fairway to Fun, where there's some AI-inspired family activities that, in partnership with the YMCA, which is our signature charity, raising some money for STEM, support STEM teachers, just, get extra supplies for them in their classroom. STEM teacher normally spending $1,000 out of their pocket to just make sure they're engaging their students and things like that. The Y is trying to supplement that, expense for the teachers and really do something special, which obviously aligns with SAS and what they do and focus on education. So that's part of tonight. And then evening concludes with big fireworks show at 8 o'clock to celebrate our 25th anniversary.
What does the AI inspired? What does that mean?
There's a series of games down there where just SAS has, engaged some of their, software to, bring AI to kids so they can start having AI literacy, just like reading literacy is important, data literacy important, and now AI literacy is going to be important in the world that we're going to live in.
If somebody wants to come out and catch some of the golf this weekend, tickets still available. Where do they go? What do they need to know?
Tickets are still available. SASChampionship.com. We've got hospitality options, limited hospitality options, especially on Sunday, still available. But, SASChampionship.com has all the information you need. Follow us at all the socials at SAS Championship. Very active in promoting all the great things. I mean, this is really, in the 25 years, it's gone from just a golf tournament to a community event. And as a community event, we're trying to have things that appeal to everybody, from Women's Day earlier in the week. I mentioned Folds of Honor Friday. The other thing going on this weekend is our HBCU Invitational. So we've got 16 historically Black colleges and university teams competing, 6 Division I men's teams, 5 Division II men's teams, and 5 women's teams. And so they're out there practicing on the 3rd golf course here right now. They'll play 36 holes tomorrow and then an 18-hole final on Sunday. And it's just, they were at SAS earlier today with a career day. It's just a great expansion. It's our 4th year of doing it, and that thing's only going to get bigger and better. And it's really focused on their experience, and it's pretty special.
As the tournament director, are you allowed to make a pick?
Sure.
All right. Who you got holding the trophy at the end?
I like our past champions. So if a Kelly or a Longer, ended up, being
They're
there
both,
with us,
both in striking distance.
They've
as it
always
stands right
played
now.
there. Harrington finished second last year here. He'd be a great champion. I'm not picking a favorite child, but those you always like
But
the
we
ones
can read between the lines.
you always like those Hall of Famers and major champions. Picture on your walk of champions.
Jeff, we appreciate everything you do for us as you host us here, and good luck for the rest of the week.
Yeah, awesome, great. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it.
All pleasure. As always.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Of course. That was Jeff Kleiber, SAS Tournament Director. Follow him on all the socials at SAS Championship. That's how you spell SAS Championship. We'll be right back with a little football at 4 here on The Drive. Don't go anywhere.
It's Chevrolet truck season at Wilkinson Chevrolet GMC in Sanford, and the deals are rolling in heavy. Get up to $9,500 off a bold new 2025 Silverado 1500 ZR2, or choose 5.9% APR for 84 months. Includes a Wilkinson discount, customer and bonus cash, and trade assistance. See dealer for details. If you want rugged power and unbeatable value, Wilkinson's got your Silverado waiting. Hurry to Wilkinson Chevrolet GMC in Sanford. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
My whole goal in life, make other people's lives easier. Hi, this is Adam Gold. If you are a contact lens or glasses wearer, I can help. Dr. Lori Travers LASIK, the only LASIK specialist in the Triangle, and the best way to make your life easier. 919-510-6830, traverslasik.com. Get rid of the time, the hassle, the potential issues with contact lenses and glasses. Dr. Lori Travers LASIK, 919-510-6830, traverslasik.com.
ACM and CMA award winner, Hardy. That's my favorite country song. The Country Tour. I woke up on the wrong side of the track. Saturday, June 13th, Coastal Credit Union Music Park, Raleigh, with Tucker Wetmore. I need to find me a Burnett. And McCoy Moore. Hardy Live. You got it good, old boy. On sale now at livenation.com. Part of the Mattress Warehouse Concert Series, presented by Live Nation.
Here's Brandon with Parkway Sleep Centers.
Tired of waiting for a sleep treatment? At other sleep centers, it can take 6 to 8 months just to get an appointment and cost you thousands more. Not Parkway Sleep Health Centers. We schedule you within weeks and we'll save you money too. We have over 20 years of experience serving the Triangle. Let our expert team help you sleep better sooner.
End your sleep problems. Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Cloudy, breezy, and cool this afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 60s. Winds gusting out of the northeast up to 20 miles per hour. And cloudy skies. Cloudy overnight tonight. Temperatures in the upper 50s. And then rain for the weekend. It arrives by midday on Saturday and lasts through Sunday. Much needed rain, but it will also bring some damaging conditions potentially to the Outer Banks.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones down 875 points to 45,483.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. I'm Tim Donnelly. Dennis Cox here with me at the SAS Championship, Prestonwood Country Club in Cary. Max Gorin back at the studio, keeping us up and running. And as we just talked with Jeff Kleiber, SAS Tournament Director, the leaderboard is shaping up to be a pretty good one. And my conversation with Jeff kind of sparked. I forgot last year it was Jerry Kelly getting the win with Padraig Harrington as the runner-up.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at the leaderboard right now during that commercial break, and sure enough, right near the top. There is Padraig Harrington, who has moved now into a tie for first through 14 holes, 4 under par. So he still has some room to make some moves. And Jerry Kelly right there in the mix as well, tied for 6th. We could have a little run it back from last year, maybe a little revenge, maybe a little double down action. And then, oh, by the way, mixed in, there's Bernard Longer, Billy Andrade, there's Robert Carlson and Chad Campbell all the way at the top. It's going to be a really fun finish here. It's going to be a really fun weekend here at the SAS Championship. So we'll continue to monitor that from the patio of Prestonwood Country Club, where we sit at the moment. But as I always say, we always need to take care of football at 4. You can set your watch by it. So we're looking Panthers Cowboys this weekend, where the Panthers have some interesting stakes, some interesting things on the line. If they can pull out a win over the Cowboys, and they are not the favored team, but if they can pull out a win, suddenly they're 500 on the season, which I believe will be the first time they'd be 500 since like 2019 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they've struggled, especially early on in the season, even when they've turned some things around late. It's been a while since they've been even 3-3, which they could get to with a win. And also they're 2-3 at the moment, but 2-0 at home. With Dallas at home, they can continue to protect home turf at Bank of America Stadium, which gives you certain confidences moving forward, right? The old, I'm sure everybody else remembers, right? The old Under Armour commercials, right? We must protect this house. It gives you some little pep in your step when you know that no one has come in and beat you at your place. So that's all on the line for the Carolina Panthers. The Cowboys also have a lot on the line. So they're not going to show up any less motivated than the Panthers. But before we get into the actual kind of breakdown of the matchup, we do have some updates for injury-wise.
Yes.
Chuba Hubbard will not be playing. Taylor Moton, the starting right tackle, will not be playing. Turk Wharton, one of the starters on the defensive front, will not be playing. And a Caleb Evans, who is a defensive back on the roster but really contributes more as a special teamer, will not be playing. And Jalen Coker, still a little bit up in the air. Matter of fact, we have audio here from Dave Canales, who gave an update on the young wide receiver's availability, his return from injury, and what his situation is.
He looked great. I think we're still going to have to make a game time decision on that one. But he just took a little bit more each day, and he looked fast. He looked explosive, and we have to make the best decision and combination of guys to help us this week.
So a little bit of coach speak, not a ton of information there. But I do like to hear that he took a little bit more each day, and looked explosive, right? Because sometimes it really does take the eye test of just, is he thinking about it, right? Any soft tissue injury that you have, you can kind of fib sometimes on like participating in drills and, oh, I did it, coach, I can play. But coach might look at you and go, yeah, but I could tell the whole time you were thinking, don't pop it, don't stretch it, stretch it. So the fact that he said he looks explosive gives me, even if Jalen Coker doesn't end up playing this weekend, gives me optimism that next weekend or shortly he'll be ready to roll.
And plus as well is that you might be good one day, but then the next day rolls around and you're like, oh, this actually isn't as strong as I need it to be, because that's also where you can get the re-injury, which just completely sets you back to square one.
He and I don't know why, but I am seeing some downplay the importance of his return simply because they got a win, and Xavier Leggett did make a nice catch in the end zone. I still think Jalen Coker is a big improvement, even in addition to what they've had as a wide receiver. I think you'll see that impact on Tedderell McMillan and Bryce Young and everybody. So I'm a big fan of getting him back and healthy as soon as possible. The other part is Chuba Hubbard's not playing.
Nope.
Which a couple of weeks ago may have been, oh, what are they going to do? After last week, it's, can Rico Dowdle do it again?
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Dave Canales was asked. Can Rico Dowdle repeat his success from last week? Here's Canales' answer.
Just looking for him to do the same thing, run with violence, make the most of his opportunities, and we're counting on the whole group, and it starts up front, but we're counting on the tight ends as well, tied into all the things, and then the wide receivers to get their hands on people in the run game. And I just think the energy that Rico brought to how he finished some of those runs, should inspire the whole group. It takes all 11. Let's all come off the ball violently, and it just ties in all those things. When you run the ball aggressively like that, it should help our play action game come alive.
So we're here at the SAS Championship, which is a Champions Tour golf event with major winners and Ryder Cup participants and Hall of Famers, and they're all out there playing. So I do feel like I've let everybody down because we are an hour and 6 minutes into the show, and I haven't used enough golf analogies.
Oh, okay.
Golf is such a good sport for analogies.
Yeah.
Everyone, I don't care if you're a weekend hack, I don't care if you're an avid mini golfer. You know the feeling of you go out there and you play a great round, right? You're seeing the field well, you're striking it well, you're putting well, and you're like, I got it, my swing is dialed in. And then you might even go out as soon as like that same day or the next day, and you're like, I got it, I just had the best round of my life. And you step up there and you're so confident, and right? It's for whatever reason, your left foot is 10% tilted and you didn't realize it, and now you can't find the fairway, and the whole thing unravels. That is very golf, but it's not uniquely golf. It's sports, right? We all hope Rico Dowdle can go out there and run for 200 yards again. And Dallas's rush defense is not exactly the purple people eaters.
No,
right?
they're not the Steel Curtain out
They're
there.
not. Yeah, there you go. That's your example.
Yeah.
They're not the 85 Bears. They're not a top-notch run defense group. So you would think Rico would just, all right, everybody do the same thing you did last week. You're seeing the field well. You're making good cuts. You're running violently. Just go out and do it again. You have to be prepared for if it's a little bit tougher road to hoe. You have to be prepared for what if he isn't cranking out 40 and 50-yard runs, and where do you go next? I'm fine with, and I said this yesterday, and I'm going to say this all the way up till game day. I love plan A for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Being get the run game going, control the ball, long sustained drives, keep that explosive Dallas Cowboys offense on the bench, and let them get cold while Rico Dowdle and Trevor Etienne and whoever else is carrying the ball handles their business. But I want to make sure that the Carolina Panthers have plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E ready to roll, because they're going to have to score points regardless of whether Rico Dowdle is ripping off long runs or not.
And their most consistent offensive lineman, Taylor Moton's not playing, which is going to be a big factor as well. So, hey, guess what, Tim? You don't have the driver. Driver's not hitting. Hey, you're going to have to go 3-iron off the tee. And you know what? We're going to have to make sure we're still in the fairway. You're not going to be able to pop off the 52-yard run for 53-yard runs, but can you get 8, 9, 10 consistently? That might be the way you have to do it.
Every golfer just said, if the driver isn't working, you swing the driver harder.
Yeah.
What are you talking? You don't put it in the bag. Let the big dog eat. But that's probably why we're not playing with the Champions Tour golfers out here. Exactly. We can talk about it.
But in all seriousness, though, is that can you, as the Carolina Panthers, expect Rico Dowdle to rush for 200 plus again? That's not something sustainable to ask of your running back.
And running back is a very, and I'm not saying this is an insult to running backs, it's just a fact. It's a very dependent position.
Sure.
We've seen like certified good running backs that we know are amongst the most talented. When the offensive line is really shaky in front of them, they're working very hard to be not that efficient. But you just don't realize that, they're breaking 2 tackles, or they're making 2 guys miss, or they're setting up their blocks perfectly to gain 2 yards. They're doing everything they can do to get back to the line of scrimmage. So Bryce Young, basically everything I just said, right? We've done 9 minutes talking about it, is to say this: Bryce Young better be ready to go into a shootout.
Yeah.
And that's Dave Canales better be ready to take Bryce and go into a shootout. And the passing game, the pass catchers better be ready to go into a shootout. As nice as it would be if you could win like you did the second, third, and fourth quarter last week, you can try. That can be plan A. You're going to have the willingness to go into a shootout, because that's what the Cowboys do. The Cowboys put you into a shootout by getting George Pickens going, and Ferguson the tight end, and Javonte Williams the running back, and letting Dak, especially if you give him time, pick you apart and score a ton of points. And then they almost present you the option of the shootout by saying, and our defense isn't that good. So you have to be prepared to do that. It's almost like I feel like I'm talking about a basketball game almost, where one team wants to slow you down and one wants to speed you up and get up and down and run. It's like, well, I hope we can control the tempo, But if we fall into a game at their tempo, we're going to have to find a way to be effective there as well. I hope the Panthers can control it and have these long 12-play running-driven drives. But if it ends up that you're down 14-0 in the first half or 17-3 in the first half, whatever it is, 10-0, you better be ready to open it up because that's what the Cowboys are going to do.
You trust Bryce in a shootout?
Trust him.
To keep pace, not turn the ball over. Do you trust him?
If
in this Panthers offense?
If I trust him, I think it would be closer to Plan A. I definitely think it's a break glass in case of emergency situation. And I don't even like the turnovers are bad. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to say the turnovers aren't bad. But we just haven't seen a high volume game from him. Like we don't see 350. Like in his career, we very rarely see 300 plus yards. We very rarely see 250 plus.
I mean, he's only been over 200 yards once. I was against Arizona earlier this season. He threw the ball 55 times.
Which is why I think part of the emphasis for this week has to be like, hey, we might have to do this. We better get ready for it. I know we haven't accomplished it, or maybe we haven't tried to accomplish it this season. If we get, meaning I'm saying like Canales to Bryce, if we get down, Dallas is not the type to try to take the air out of the ball and give us a way to, a couple chances to score and make it a one-score game. They're the type where they're up 10 only as long as it takes them to get to up 17, only as long as them to get up 24 in their mind. I'm talking about their ideal. They're going to go out there and score. So you better be ready to at least attempt to keep up and then be opportunistic on defense, right? Don't get me wrong. If they want to turn it over, take advantage of that too. But it's just control what you can control, and you might have to go score. And it sounds crazy to be like, oh, this is crazy. The offense might have to go score. But yeah, the offense might have to go score because Dallas will be trying to. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. When we come back, let's look towards college a little bit. NC State at Notre Dame, and the Bill Belichick saga continues. That and more from live at the SAS Championship at Prestonwood Country Club in Cary. Stick around.
Adam.
I'm Adam Gold, and I'm there.
Tim.
I'm Tim Donnelly, and I'm there.
Dennis.
I'm Dennis Cox, and I'm there.
Victoria.
I'm Victoria Bodenecker, and I'm there.
Paul.
I'm Paul Eihander, and I'm there too.
You'll find them all here on the brand new 99.9 The Fan app. To work, to school, the beach, the mountains, the arena, take The Fan with you wherever you go. Available for Apple iPhone and Android phones. Download the 99.9 The Fan app today. Powered by Aspire Money Management.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Don't miss Bailey's Fall Antique and Vintage Jewelry Show October 7th through 11th. Search through hundreds of vintage necklaces, rings, bracelets, earrings, and more to discover your unique jewelry treasure. Visit Bailey's Fine Jewelry on October 7th in Rocky Mount, October 8th in Greenville, October 9th in Cary, or October 10th and 11th in Raleigh's Village District to find your perfect piece of jewelry history. Visit BaileyBox.com for details.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are live at the SAS Championship, Prestonwood Country Club in Cary, Champions Tour event. I can tell you that the Food Truck Friday event that they have going on, starting actually they're serving food now, right?
Yeah,
Started
it is
it before. Well, I can tell you that because it smells delicious. So stop on out, hang out, enjoy some golf camaraderie here at the Prestonwood Country Club in Cary.
I have seen the food trucks that are here. I've actually eaten at several of them. There's a reason why I needed to lose the 40 pounds that I've lost, because it's really good food. I just want to let you know that it's really good, or mostly because I ate just too much of it. But and nonetheless, it really is a fun event. Come out here, as we talked with Jeff Clabber just a little bit ago, the tournament director. They are very community oriented when it comes to this tournament. So come out here, enjoy the night. There's stuff for family. It's a lot of fun, really is.
And some news here quickly, updating on a conversation earlier today. Yahoo Sports is reporting CeeDee Lamb has been ruled out for Week 6 for the Cowboys, who are obviously playing the Panthers, which means George Pickens and Ferguson and Williams and Kevontae Turpin, although I think he might be hurt as well. Dallas will be looking elsewhere for the firepower in their offense, but they've been without CeeDee now for a couple of weeks, and they've still been able to put up points. So I still think he is a huge loss for Dallas, but not something that would give you too much confidence if you are a Carolina Panther fan.
So Kevontae Turpin is also out. This is the official inactive list. Kevontae Turpin out. No Miles Sanders revenge game. Miles Sanders is out as well. CeeDee Lamb, as you mentioned, is out. Potential Jonathan Mingo revenge game, the wide receiver. He's questionable. He had that
former
knee injury.
second-round draft pick of the Panthers.
Yep, he had that knee injury earlier this year. Deron Bland is questionable, one of their cornerbacks. Tyler Booker, one of their offensive linemen, is also out as well. So they're actually dealing with Trayvon Diggs is questionable with a knee injury as well. So they actually got quite a few guys on their injury report, does Dallas. But like you said, they still have some of their top guys offensively with Pickens, Williams, Ferguson, Dak. Like there's still a pretty good group that they're gonna beat you.
Dak's seeing the field well right now, and when he's doing that, he's pretty darn good.
He's mashing off the tee box.
He's mashing off the tee box. That's good. It's a good analogy. It's a good one. He's shaping shots well.
Shaping shots.
He's got the draw working. He can do it all. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Actually, that is speaking of golf analogies.
Yeah,
that is a great way to say what I think Bryce needs to be.
Okay.
So on PGA Tour, there are. And we're talking PGA Tour now, although it applies to champions as well, but PGA Tour is the bigger names right now, so I'll lean there. Or not even PGA Tour. We'll go major championships because I'll include some live guys. There are the Bryson DeChambeaus, the Rory McIlroys. They are physically unreal, right? They hit the ball as far as anybody. They swing as hard as anybody. They're always pushing the limits. Think of those guys as Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, right? You can't teach that, right? Bryce, he needs to be Justin Thomas, right? Justin Thomas, smaller guy. I mean, I'm not just making the physical comparison, but smaller guy. If you talk to Justin Thomas, he longs for the day of like old school golf. He wants courses to challenge you where you have to be able to bend it in both directions. You have to be able to hit different trajectories, high shots, low shots. You have to be an artist out there, right?
Yeah.
Rather than just, I swing as hard as I can, I hit it as far as I can, and then I chip it onto green.
Rip and rip,
like he doesn't. He wants it to be more of artistry than it is just a pure physical competition. And by the way, he's won majors, and he's one of the best golfers in the world. Yeah. That's kind of Bryce, right? Because Bryce is never, if one of those freak edge rushers that runs a 4.4 starts chasing him, he's not just going to outrun him in a straight line like Lamar Jackson is. If he is jumping out of bounds, he's not going to use all arm to throw a 40-yard frozen rope like a Josh Allen is. But what he can do is kind of be a bit more creative, right? Put touch on the ball, use every different trajectory, be accurate, putt well, right?
Yeah.
When you're down there in the red zone, right? Where you need your scoring clubs. Like he can be really good down there while understanding, like, yeah, if you got into a skills competition, Justin Thomas isn't winning the long drive. Like Justin Thomas isn't doing the things that, a Josh Allen would do metaphorically, but he can still beat those guys by being extra precise and really good at all the little details. You can't ever be deep in the woods. And if you are, you're going to have to go to the half swing 7-iron, big hook or whatever it is. Every different trick you need to have in your tool bag.
Can CJ Bailey be that as he grows for NC State?
CJ Bailey.
I mean, he's got a big weekend coming up with Notre Dame.
CJ Bailey, actually, it's a great transition.
Thank you.
I think he at the college level,
yeah,
he can be a little bit of both.
Okay.
Because if you've watched CJ Bailey for State, he has outrun some guys.
Oh, for sure.
And he has made some throws that not every college quarterback can make.
He's got a cannon.
So he has some of the physical tools, but I think one of the things that has impressed me most, and he's top 5 in the entire country in passing yards right now, is kind of he's been more of a Justin Thomas than I thought he would. You know what I mean? He's been more creative. He's been more, first read, second read, third read, fourth read completion than I was expecting. And partially is just, it has nothing to do with CJ Bailey, the quarterback at NC State, and more to do just with what we know about underclassmen quarterbacks as a whole. And on average, they tend to try to get by on physical skills and everything, because if you're a power conference quarterback, you've probably been one of, if not the better athlete on your team for a long time, right? He hasn't, because he played with Jeremiah Smith in high school, who's might be the best athlete in college football at Ohio State. But he's been one of the better athletes on
generally top 5
every team he's played.
Yeah.
Which means when you get to college, a lot of times they're used to just leaning on that. He's been a better, I hate to use the term, but like a better quarterback than I thought, rather than an athlete playing quarterback. I thought he could get there later in his career, but he's done that really well. And that is going to be part of the test against Notre Dame, because Notre Dame recruits well, right? Notre Dame brings in some stars. They bring in, I think they have like 7, and I'm estimating 7, it might be more, sons of like NFL Pro Bowlers.
Yeah, a bunch of like Jerome Bettis' son.
They got Jerome Bettis, Plaxico Burris' son. I think last year they had Brian Urlacher's son. They recruit like really well, which means you're probably not going to be the best athlete on the field. You're going to have to get by with some wit and some guile and some artistry, rather than just, hey, watch my cannon, boom, and then watch me run. Like, it's got to be a little bit more than that.
I mean, it's a program that got to a national championship game for a reason. I mean, that's the thing. Like, it is a good team. I know they struggled and lost some close games earlier on this year, but this is a real test, as you mentioned earlier, for Dave Doran and this crew. It's like, you know what? Like, truly prove that you belong. Because I know NC State fans and just people that cover the team, we've been waiting for NC State to make that next step. Because under Dave Doran, it's been consistent, somewhere in that 7 to 9 win range for the most part. I mean, a couple 6-win years here, but it's kind of that 7-8 wins every single year. You're consistently there. What's that game that takes you to that next level? Because unfortunately with NC State, if you're an NC State fan or Dave Doran, you always have that one loss in you, it feels like, which was Virginia Tech a couple weeks ago. What's that game that takes them up a level?
And here's the flip side. Very similar situation going on with Notre Dame. And I'm not saying like they've historically battled the same demons of getting through the whatever glass ceiling is, but their quarterback CJ Carr is also very young. He's a freshman.
Yeah.
And they have, some would say, the most talented running back in the country in Jeremiah Love. He's the top of most big boards for the position in next year's NFL draft. So, and Hollywood Smothers for NC State is one of the most impressive or biggest surprises positively at the running back position this year in college football. So same thing, Bailey and Carr. It's like, no, they've done a pretty good job of like executing the offense rather than just being athletes or just having strong arms. Their running backs are very good, but as every running back will tell you, you need to be helped up by the guys up front. So with the acknowledgement that Notre Dame's trenches have probably played a bit better this year, both have the same task, right? If I'm NC State, I want to get CJ Carr off his spot. I want to get him rattled. I want to make him beat me like a veteran quarterback would, because he's a freshman. Same is true and vice versa, right? If I'm Notre Dame, the thing that I think is most dangerous is giving CJ Bailey time to beat me in the pocket, because that allows him to do everything I've been talking about up front for the offensive line. If you get Hollywood Smothers into any kind of space, if you get him to the second level, that could turn a 4-yard run into a 40-yard run. If you make him, make two guys miss before he gets the line of scrimmage, that might be a 3-yard run. And same is true for Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love had a 99-yard run last year in the CFP for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So same thing, right? If you're making it tough for him to get to the line of scrimmage or to get 4 or 5 yards, that's one thing. If he's getting the first 3 gifted to him by the offensive line, that might be a 40-yard touchdown run. So both defenses kind of have the same tasks, and that means both offenses kind of have the same tasks, and it sets it up for a really stylistically maybe similar game, even if the spread is 22.5. Most of the national media and national experts will say Notre Dame's quality is higher. Their challenges are kind of the same category of challenges.
I will say NC State skill guys are as good as anyone's in the country, just about, like from top to bottom. It really is. But I think the big question going forward for them is defensively, can you get a stop when you need it? Because again, it puts a ton of pressure on that offense to feel like you have to score every single drive you're out there. And hey, guys, if we want to have a chance to win this game, we got to be 35 plus. That's not a comforting feeling, especially if you have a couple of drives that don't go your way. You're like, oh gosh, now we feel like you're chasing the game.
It's trenches, and
yeah, it is.
And it's what you said. I've a lot of faith and a lot of belief in their skill positions as well. It's, does something else going on prevent the skill guys from having a chance to be special?
Yeah.
And that would be, offensive line not holding up, could be a play calling thing. There's a lot of, could be a weather. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different things that could add up to it, but they need their skill guys to be special, and they do have that possibility.
By the way, it's got to be really cool to go up there and play at Notre Dame, though.
Absolutely.
I mean, just like you touchdown Jesus, the whole atmosphere, the history of Notre Dame. That's got to be a cool environment.
We talked about this on Pack Therapy, which, by the way, Pack Therapy podcast out everywhere podcasts can be found, including our YouTube, 99.9 The Fan. Subscribe while you're there. But myself and Mike Glennon talked about this. Does Notre Dame, do you think, for this generation, still have the same sizzle?
That's a really good question.
Because I almost like the situation we played out, because like we grew up on Rudy. I'm not sure Rudy hits the kids born in like 2007 the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, I mean, like for us, like at our age, like USC, Miami, some of those schools were so big and so great. Like, is USC still have that same appeal? That's a great question.
Mike told the story of a coach, and it was kind of a story. So now I'm telling the story, someone else's story that is told to someone else. But a coach, when they went to play Notre Dame, was basically saying like, if you're here to get a picture with touchdown Jesus, and if you're here to look at the play like a champion sign, don't even get off this bus, right? We're here to win this business trip. And like, I imagine Dave Doran saying a speech like that to like, if you're here to go see touchdown Jesus, don't even get on the bus with us. And the kids going like, touchdown? Who's touchdown? What? Coach, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
If you're here just because of Rudy, they're going, Rudy?
Who's that?
We don't have a Rudy on the team, Coach. Like, I'm sure there's a couple like football historians on the roster, but I don't know if Notre Dame carries the same like mystique for the quote unquote kids as it did for even, a few generations of football player above.
It's a good question.
They're going like, I don't know, was Everett Golson really that big of a deal? Like,
yeah,
geez, you guys were big Ian Book fans, huh?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's a different time. But
grew up on Deshaun Kaiser. See, now we're just dudes naming dudes.
But I would still think it's very cool to play at Notre Dame.
Oh, absolutely.
I would want the tour before we played. Be like, guys, before we kick off here, can we like do a couple laps? Can somebody show me around? Oh, so that's where Lou Holtz coached. Where's Ara Parseghian? Like, it's, again, I don't think
it's 1-1 for the Gipper boys.
Yeah, I mean, all of it. I'm all for it. from that, there's no easy transition to whatever the heck's going on at UNC with Bill Belichick.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, I do want to update kind of a situation that we've been updating throughout the week. A tweet last night from Pat Welter, WRAL sports reporter, who kind of, I don't want to say started it, but his reporting did lead to a bunch of other reporting being done.
It opened the floodgates.
Yeah, exactly.
It really did.
And we talked with him on the air earlier this week. You can go find that on our YouTube page, meaning Talk with Pat Welter. Last night he tweeted, speaking to multiple sources today, and he called them high-level sources in an article on WRL Sports. Multiple sources today that UNC decision makers discussed. Here we go. Let me just read exactly what he said, because I tried to abbreviate it there, and I was actually going to change the meaning. This is the tweet from Pat Welter of WRAL. Speaking to multiple sources today, reports that UNC decision makers discussed an exit strategy regarding Bill Belichick are false. Same with Belichick triggering his own buyout. Internally, they are working to improve across the board. So the reason why I bring that up is simply I want to differentiate some of the reporting being done. Pat Welter, who we had on the show and is our colleague at WRAL Sports, he was not the one reporting that buyouts were being discussed or negotiated. He was not the one reporting that Bill Belichick was potentially entertaining the idea of triggering his own buyout. He was reporting on dysfunction within UNC.
Yes.
And certain preferential treatment that was being given to certain players, and how parents were worried about the toxic culture within UNC. That is what Pat was reporting on. So when he comes out and says those reports are false, he's not doubling back on his previous reporting. He is simply explaining what his sources are telling him about some reporting being done elsewhere. With that being said, there is, that last sentence of the tweet. Internally, they are working to improve across the board. It seems like there's some actions being done there. Quite a few in-state and big-time recruits have come out publicly and said, I'm not wavering. I'm still committed. I'm still loyal. Matter of fact, I have a quote here from high 4-star out of Rollsville High School, Xavion Griffin Haynes, who said this to Joel Bryant of High School OT, another one of our colleagues. He told Joel, shoot, I'm trying to make a change, and being unloyal to a program you want to make a change to ain't going to do it. And the guys I'm bringing with me want to do the same. So they appear bought into the fact that UNC is obviously not where they want to be, and Bill Belichick and that coaching staff are not where they want to be, but they want to show up and be a part of the group that rights the ship. It appears that Belichick was working the phones, making sure, interns knew what was real and what isn't, and, confirming his commitment to the program. Now, obviously, all this could change, and they play Cal in whatever, like a week and change. So, another high-profile, embarrassing loss, who knows? Or 2 or 3 of them, who knows? But as it stands right now, I think the dysfunction within the program is being discussed, but not an abandonment of the program or a separation from the program.
So you mentioned the permissible benefits and stuff coming out. We heard the reports. I think it was Sports Illustrated, and I think others from The Athletic have reported that Armand Hawkins, the cornerback coach and this part of the defensive staff, was suspended, and the team reportedly was told in a meeting that he was going to be gone for personal reasons. Well, yesterday evening at just after 6 o'clock in the evening, Carolina Athletics sent out a statement saying North Carolina assistant football coach Armand Hawkins has been suspended for violating NCAA rules related to extra benefits. He will remain on leave as the Department of Athletics further investigates other potential actions detrimental to the team and university, end quote. So that is, they officially confirmed what was already been reported regarding that. So clearly there, like Pat has said, there is dysfunction at a certain level. There's even reports out there that I believe he even heard about as well, that there's even like scuffles and stuff in the locker room and things along those lines. So there is a clear lack of symmetry or synchronicity, I guess you could say, between Carolina, and a lot of that obviously stems from the head coach. Like, you're the head coach, you're in charge of this. You have to keep everything in order.
Here is my official stance. I like to do this occasionally.
Okay.
Like this is my firm take on the subject.
Stamp.
Exactly. if Belichick isn't leaving, right,
Mhm.
and if we assume he's going to stick around and try to right the ship, he's going to have to ask for help.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's in his nature, but he is going to have to ask for help. And I almost imagine a moment, ready for a movie reference?
Okay.
Remember the Titans,
Yeah.
where Coach Yost goes like, Herman, Ed Henry's kicking my ass, and I need some help, right? And then there you go. And it's suddenly it's sunshine. You're going both ways, and they Coach Boone, played by Denzel, helps Coach Yost, and they end up winning the game. Like, I feel like Bill Belichick's going to have that moment where he talks to somebody who has not a little bit, but a boatload of experience in the college game and says, listen, I need help, right? The 19-year-olds, they're different than the 28-year-olds I've been working with and the 32-year-olds I've been working with. And recruiting is different than free agency, where I talk to agents. And I brought in a group that didn't have enough college experience. I need help. And that is, as I've learned in sports, one of the more difficult phrases to hear certain coaches and athletes say. I need help, right? Because everybody wants to have all the answers at all points in time. But unless I'm not saying he's got to say it publicly, but unless he finds that, I think it's going to be a long, long road for as long as he is, however long it is, leading the UNC program.
Yeah, 33rd NFL team though. Like, how you're gonna backtrack on that?
Not the branding of it, but the execution of it.
Yeah.
I think a college coach would come in and say, listen, 33rd NFL team, that's great. Yeah, I like it. The guys who don't dress for travel games need to dress for home games.
Yeah.
I don't care that the practice squad doesn't dress for home games in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, in college, it needs to happen.
Mhm.
And just like little things like that, just going to say, listen, I'm only going to be here if you're going to listen to me, Bill. And here's the first 4 things, right? And those things are along the lines. It's important. With the last few minutes here before we need to move on, let's hit a Panthers paw print and name some players we think are important for Carolina this weekend. All right, we'll just jump right into it. Panthers paw print. There it is. I love a good music bed. Panthers paw print. Brought to you by Wake Orthopedics, your winning team for orthopedic care, proudly serving the Triangle with multiple locations. Find yours at wakeortho.com. That's wakeortho.com. Dennis and I will each give you 2 players we think are particularly important to the Panthers getting a victory against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday. Dennis, go ahead and lead off.
Xavier Legette, you're talking about a game where you're potentially.
Are you muted right now?
I'm sorry?
Are you muted right now?
Am I? No, I'm not.
Okay.
Okay. Can you not hear me?
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll.
No, you're just quieter.
I'm just quieter.
Okay, all right.
We're at a golf course.
Talk up.
We're at a golf course, They throw the hands up. Keep it down. All right, so I'm actually going to go ahead and go with Xavier Legette as the first one I want to go with. For the simple fact that if you're going to be in a shootout, you need to have a good number 2 threat opposite of Teteroa McMillan. Plain and simple. This team needs to have a number 2 threat opposite of T-Mac. Otherwise, T-Mac is going to continue to get not only the best corner, but he's going to get safety help over the top. He's going to get bracketed, whatever it might be, to slow him down. Xavier Legette, your time to shine and step up.
I almost feel like I'm cheating with this one.
Okay.
Josh Nijman.
Fair.
Stepping in at right tackle for Taylor Moton. I don't think I don't want to say I don't think. It was surprising how much success the Panthers had running the football to the right. Not just running the football. They were running the football to the right. And obviously that's where Taylor Moton was for the parts that he was out there. And that'll be Josh Nijman now. So he's got to step up his game. He also appeared in a game earlier this year.
Started at left tackle week 1.
And wasn't his best showing. I'm a Josh Nijman fan. I covered him in college at Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did really admirable things in Green Bay when he was thrust into the starting lineup a few times due to serious injuries and he had Aaron Rodgers behind him, and Aaron Rodgers notoriously not trusting of young guys, and Josh did well. So I'm a fan of his, but I will acknowledge he's going to have to do better than the previous opportunity he got this year. And on top of that, that replacing Taylor Moton is not an easy thing. He's steady Eddie and needs to be dependable. So Josh Nijman's pretty darn important for the Panthers this weekend.
All right, my second guy, Nick Scorton. Nick Scorton actually probably had one of his better games, if not his best game as a whole this past Sunday against the Miami Dolphins. This team, if it's going to be potentially in a shootout, just as a whole, needs to put pressure on Dak Prescott. The Carolina Panthers are 31st in the NFL in sack percentage. I know they just had 3 in that game against Miami. I get that, but you can't be more than just one game. Just like Rico Dowdle, you can't be more than just one game. Can't be more than just one moment. You have to be that on a consistent basis. So I think Nick Scorton really is going to get a lot of opportunity to put some pressure on Dak Prescott, and not just get pressure on Dak Prescott, but be disruptive in the run game as well. I really am liking the way he's trending in his rookie season.
My final one for Panthers Pawprint, final player of importance, Mike Jackson.
Yeah.
If you're not going to travel J.C. Horn, Mike Jackson's getting George Pickens. And he is an athletic freak. And Mike Jackson, this week's made a point on, like, nobody knows how fast Darrelle Revis is, basically saying corner is about technique and leverage and film study, which is true sometimes until you go up against a guy that is a bananas athlete. So Mike Jackson is going to have to keep up with some speed and some size and some contested catchability. So, if it's basically pretty simple, right? If you have a really good receiver and you have J.C. Horn on one side, you have Mike Jackson on the other, and they're not changing, you're just going to keep sending George Pickens to wherever J.C. Horn is not, and that means Mike Jackson has a tough assignment.
Do not be surprised as well, because we saw Dallas do it last year with CeeDee Lamb. We've seen Tampa do it with Mike Evans in the past against this Panthers defensive scheme, where that top wide receiver lines up in the slot and gets sometimes matchups with a safety, depending on the zone coverage that the Panthers are running. Do not be shocked to see George Pickens in the slot at times.
And
don't be shocked.
Ferguson can do some of that as well at tight end. He's been having a really good season. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is the Panthers Pawprint, once again, brought to you by Wake Orthopedics, your winning team for orthopedic care, proudly serving the Triangle with multiple locations. Find yours at wakeortho.com. Coming up next, real, bold predictions. But first, Tim Donnelly here for Maynard Service Company. Maynard Service Company and their owner, Brett, operate their entire business like it's a down-home, family-owned business, partially because it is, right? It's locally owned right here in the Triangle. They service the entire Triangle, the entirety of Wake County, and 50 miles in each direction. They're 24/7 service, but also they have the benefits of a bigger company, right? 24/7 service is only possible because they have a ton of super highly trained technicians. And when you're working on heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric, you need, first of all, highly trained technicians, but also those that specialize in different things, and they can lean on each other. So you kind of get the benefits of the big old companies. You see their trucks around all the time, but they're run like a family business right here in the Triangle that wants to be a part of your community. They're huge in philanthropic efforts across the Triangle as well. So Maynard Service Company, they're giving you the best of both worlds. All you have to do is call them when you need them, right? Whether you're setting up maintenance on your HVAC or you are in more need, like there's a leak, there's an electric problem, your heating and cooling have shut down, Maynard Service Company is the place to call. The number is 919-361-0993. That's 919-361-0993. Or you can visit them online at MaynardServices.com. That's MAYNOR Services.com. As promised, real, bold predictions. Next.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
This is your year if you're Buffalo. This is your year. The competition in the AFC in terms of number of great teams is less than it feels like it's been. You have to take advantage of it.
I'm looking around the landscape of the AFC, and every single team has major questions with the exception of the Buffalo Bills.
Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
It's bow time. Fumble in the food on game day? Rookie move. But you know Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Because the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real Southern flavor. fluffy, scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your whole crew faster than you can say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's Bo time.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's Bo time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's Bo time.
One last exhale.
Fitting, isn't it? The final shot at the Championship 4 comes down to a track that's been here from day one. Martinsville. Close quarters, tight corners, and a fan experience that brings you so close to the action, all of the mayhem will be right at your fingertips. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Martinsville Speedway, October 23rd through the 26th. Get your tickets now at martinsvillespeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Hey folks, Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan for my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. I've been on the journey of weight loss with Raleigh Weight Loss Center for 9 weeks now, and I've lost 40 pounds. That's real talk. I've lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center, and I feel the effects of those 40 pounds gone throughout my everyday life. My knees, hips, and ankles just simply feel better when walking the dog in the morning or go playing in my men's league hockey games. I feel so much better after having a good night of sleep because I'm sleeping so much better thanks to the weight that I've lost through Raleigh Weight Loss Center. And you can get on that journey as well. Give them a call at 919-897-7506 or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Set up a free 15-minute phone call. That's right. I'll say it again. A free 15-minute phone call. Not sure if the program is right for you? Any questions and concerns that you might have? Set up that free consultation right now at 919-897-7506 or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
Here's Miller finding his way through, and he scores! A power play goal! Keandre Miller! Oh, he can call Carolina home now! His second of the game!
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That highlight from last night's 6-3 victory for the Carolina Hurricanes over the New Jersey Devils, in which one of the new guys, Keandre Miller, if you would have guessed one of the new guys was going to score 2 goals in his debut, Nikolai Ehlers would have been the betting favorite.
Yeah.
But Keandre Miller said, I got this. Good day for him. Good day for the Canes. Good day for all involved. Good day for us here at the SAS Championship. We are live from Prestonwood Country Club, the site of the Champions Tour event that comes through Cary every year. And as we talked with Jeff Kleiber, the SAS tournament director, earlier today, 3-year extension. So they will be coming back here for the foreseeable future. The Champions Tour will be coming through the Triangle, and they're bumping up the purse.
That's all right. That they are.
It's at $2.1 million right now. It's going to increase incrementally until it's already up to 2.5.
Yeah. So how do we get Tiger Woods here?
Ask nicely. See, the part the part with Tiger, and
I'm
a
handwritten letter.
I am as big of a Tiger fan as there is out there. Is he has forget you money?
Yeah.
He has forget you legacy.
Yep.
He has forget you pretty much everything in the sport of golf.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is there's no carrot to hang out there and make him chase, right? You just have to, I think, run a really good event. You have to make it accessible, and you have to give him the opportunity. I do think he will resist the Champions Tour for a little bit out of pride, but I do not hold it's possible that he does play in the SAS tournament, the SAS Championship, at some point in his career before hanging up the clubs for good. And when it does, this place will go absolutely haywire. If he does, this place will go absolutely haywire. Speaking of the SAS Championship, that may play a role in our real bold predictions as they start up now. All right, we'll just go ahead and jump into it. The way this works,
Max,
Oh,
he has the bell and the buzzer.
Max has the bell and the buzzer.
Yes.
All right. So it's the not bold enough buzzer or the bold enough bell. There you go. And that means, Dennis, if you have a bold prediction, feel free to jump in.
I might throw one in there.
I'll start with this. SAS Championship. Ernie Els holds the trophy. All right. He's kind of middle of the pack as it stands right now. Ernie's just one of my guys. So I wanted to, on record that if he does win, I called it. He would have to track down a whole bunch of major champion winners and the defending SAS champion, 2-time SAS champion, Bernard Longer, and many others. So we'll monitor it, but I'm going with Ernie. Big Easy. Big Easy. Canes versus Flyers tomorrow. We haven't talked enough about tomorrow's game because it's so much fun talking about a 6-3 victory from last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Aho, multiple goals. There we go.
That'd be a heck of a way to start the season. 2 assists last night. 2 at least 2 tomorrow.
Multiple. I don't want him to get.
I
was going to say I don't want him to get a hat trick and have that make my prediction wrong. So 2 or more is where we're officially going. I think he was a little out of rhythm last night.
Sure.
Which for him is still really good, but a little out of rhythm. And I think he gets in rhythm and the puck finds the back of the net for him. Same game. I think Nikolai Ehlers scores a goal. Nikolai Ehlers scores a goal and has multiple points. There you go. Miller had his moment yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They're about to go on a long road trip.
Yeah.
So if Ehlers wants to have his moment in front of the Lenovo Center crowd, it kind of has to be now or wait a long time. So I think he's going to get a goal and get to, wave to everybody and say, happy to be here. Thanks for welcoming me to Carolina.
Hey, give fans a good feeling for when you come back. Like, he scored last time he was here.
Send both guys on the road with some, their first puck win the goal already with the tape around it. I'm talking about. Already have that taken care of. They don't want to have to bring that back from the road. Looking towards Cowboys at Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
More real bold predictions. I'm going Tetero McMillan, 100 or more yards receiving. I'll go as tough as that is.
Okay.
I'm going 100 or more and a touchdown.
Let's go.
If you look at what receivers have done to the Cowboys when they get 8 or more targets this year, it's carnage. They've laid they've left defensive backs in their wake. And if there's one thing we know about Ted McMillan is they're going to throw him the ball. And so I'm just ipso facto connecting the two dots. It's going to be a big game for Ted McMillan. We got more time here. More Cowboys at Panthers. Scorton, meaning Nick Scorton, and Princely Uman-Mielen combine for 1.5 or more sacks. They better.
Yeah, exactly. They need to.
Yeah, and there's going to be more reps available. Again, Turk Wharton hurt. There's the guys are going to be shifting around on that defensive front. If it gets the rookies out there on more pass downs, keep making it happen. Some of the advanced analytics, by the way, love Nick Scorton.
Oh yeah, they really do.
I believe Week 5 he was Pro Football Focus's highest rated defensive rookie.
Yeah.
So make it happen. Get home. Last game. Do you have a Panthers bold prediction?
I do. Panthers prediction, bold prediction, real bold.
We'll decide if it's real or not.
Bryce Young throws a pick 6. Hey,
this is where you make Max be really mean to Bryce by making a lot of negative stuff, and he's Max, like, not bold. Bryce Young throws 6 interceptions, not bold.
All right, Bryce Young throws a pick 6 and has 2 turnovers. Okay,
that's par for the course.
Actually, it is. Bryce Young throws a pick 6, has 2 turnovers, and doesn't finish the game as the quarterback.
Ooh.
I mean, we did see it a couple of weeks ago against New England. That game was out of hand late in the game.
Oh, so you're saying just a blowout?
It might be.
I thought you were saying a benching or an injury. You're just saying like they put the 2s in.
Buzzer retracted.
No.
Got you with the technicality.
You hit the ding. I got the bell.
All right, we'll end it on that controversial bell or buzzer situation in real bold predictions. got off the race. As soon as I'm not involved at all, that's just chaos ensues. That's Real Bold Predictions here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. And here's Dennis with something for you.
Hey, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Law Tigers. Here's a real bold prediction out there. If you are injured in a motorcycle accident, you're most likely going to need medical attention in some way, shape, or form. It's dangerous being out there on a motorcycle, and I fully acknowledge that as someone who's a motorcycle rider. But something you should do, even if you feel like it's not a big accident, it's not a big hit, you just got knocked off the bike, even going at a slow speed, still go seek medical attention if you're injured in a motorcycle accident, or even if you don't feel like you're injured. Hey, I get up and walk, I feel fine. Still seek medical attention either way, because you never know what might pop up after the adrenaline wears off. So always seek medical attention out there if you're injured in an accident or involved in an accident. But if you are involved in an accident as a motorcycle rider, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS even before you get in touch with the insurance companies. Your case evaluation with Law Tigers, it's always free. And here's the thing as well. You don't owe a dime. You don't pay a dime until your case gets settled. And also, if you were maybe injured in a motorcycle accident maybe a few months ago, maybe back in the springtime, you can still contact Law Tigers at 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit them online at lawtigers.com, and they'll still take a look at your case. They still will. It's, again, a free case evaluation with Law Tigers. Give them a call, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle injury lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Will be back with the starting five from here at Prestonwood Country Club in Cary, the site of the SAS Championship on the Champions Tour. Coming up next.
Move your sports day forward.
Oh, just when you had one foot into the lifeboat, the Carolina Panthers lured you back to the rocks like a siren in a rough sea with their comeback win. But the question still begs, just like the last home game, are the Panthers prepared to run it back, or will they waste another memory of a victory formation? We know Rico can run, but can the rest of the team?
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
We like hanging out with people who have 3 or more kids. Because people with 3 or more kids are so zen and checked out. They are so checked out. There could not be a sound loud enough from the other room that will make them put down their CBD-infused Pinot Grigio.
See Seth Meyers live at DPAC in Durham on Saturday, January 24th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/autoloans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here for my friends at Buffalo Brothers. I travel coast to coast covering hockey. But when I'm back home, I head to my home away from home, Buffalo Brothers, for the best wings on the planet. You can't beat their specials at all 5 of their Triangle locations. Every pro football game day, you can get Miller Lite Draft for $4.50 and Blue Moon Draft for $5.50. Pet-friendly patio too. BuffBrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Amy Wilmoth. Dry weather for the rest of your Friday, and I start to the weekend. Cloudy, breezy, and cool out there today. Overnight tonight, it's cloudy and breezy with a low of 57, and then scattered showers start to arrive the second half of your Saturday. It'll be breezy with a high of 68.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones at the closing bell down 878 points to 45,479.
5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting 5.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. Before we jump into the starting 5, some more scoreboard updates from here at the SAS Championship. Champions Tour Golf in Cary at Prestonwood Country Club. Padraig Harrington has moved into a tie for first through 17 at 4 under par, along with Chad Campbell and Robert Carlson. So Paddy's pretty much. There's Stuart Sink still out there on the course, so there's just a couple of pairings, couple of groups still out there. But it looks like he'll be amongst the leaders heading into the weekend, as will Bernhard Longer, who is in a tie for fourth, birdied 17 to move into a tie for first, bogeyed the 18th, just fall a stroke back. 69 is his score for the day. Miguel Angel Jimenez in with a 70. Let me get Stuart Sink, who's still out there through 16. He is 2 under par, so he has some possibilities heading into the weekend. Defending champ Jerry Kelly, 1 under par. 1 under par. My scoreboard just updated, and he is in a tie for 12th, still out there on the course, looking about through 17 holes. So there you go, a little scoreboard update from the SAS Championship. Now we jump into the starting 5, and we start with number 5.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vacation work to the cross. They score. Goss Despair out front. Hall with the deflection. And Taylor Hall gets Carolina on the board this season. It's 1-0 Carolina.
That was the first goal of the season for the Carolina Hurricanes. Taylor Hall scoring.
We had one person predict that.
Oh, shout out to Thomas Wilson. Thank you for reminding me. We did first goal scorer predictions yesterday. Thank you to everybody that joined in, everybody that made a prediction live on site. We were outside the Lenovo Center. People were coming up giving us predictions. We asked experts. We asked team reporters. We made our predictions.
We asked the GM.
Who didn't really make a pick, so he didn't. He's not wrong like most of us were. He just abstained, I should say. And we asked on YouTube live stream, got a bunch of guesses in there. We asked on Twitter, got a bunch of guesses there, and only one person said Taylor Hall in the first, and it was our guy Thomas Wilson on Twitter. And I immediately retweeted it out and said, "This guy knows Canes hockey," and then that's the bragging rights that come with getting the first goal scorer prediction correct. And you know what else I thought was funny? I also got a ton of responses from people that predicted something else.
Yeah.
Who wrote, I'm after the game, right? You win 6-3, good vibes. Keandre Miller scores twice. Jarvis scores twice, the whole thing. And they were just letting me know that they were happy to be wrong.
Yeah.
They're just, I'm glad I'm wrong, because if, Fetch would have scored in the first, who knows what would have happened. And the way this worked, they got the 6-3 win. So, people were putting the team above their own ego of getting it right. That is except for Thomas, who nailed it. So congratulations to Thomas, bragging rights and honor in your direction. The Canes did win 6-3, as I mentioned, and for a further breakdown of it, here is our very own Adam Gold with something we call 2 minutes of gold.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and I've got 2 minutes for 2 Hurricanes players who each scored 2 goals as the Canes pick up 2 points on opening night. And it's all brought to us by Parkway Sleep Health Centers. We're back. The Hurricanes are back. The games matter. And don't you know, we got a new guy, Keandre Miller, who scored twice last night.
Here's Miller finding his way through, and he scores! A power play goal! Keandre Miller! Oh, he can call Carolina home now. His second of the game, and the Canes take a 3-2 lead, and a tip of the cap to one of the best ever do it. It's a power play goal.
Tremendous debut in a Hurricane sweater. But what about the old guy? Not really that old. Seth Jarvis, who frankly hit 2 posts and then scored 2 goals.
Back for Goss Despair. Traffic in front. Goss Despair works it out front. They score! Oh, Seth Jarvis Seth on the spot takes the feed from Aho. And it's 4-3 Carolina with 2:43 left in the third.
He would add one into an empty net. Isn't quite as exciting, but Seth was really, really good again, as he always is. Sebastian Aho, 2 assists. Shane Gostisbehere, 2 assists. Taylor Hall, a goal and an assist. But a really fun night in front of a sold-out arena as the Hurricanes win their opener 6-3 from the New Jersey Devils. Who knows? These two teams should be battling it out all season long at the top of the Metropolitan Division. A lot of twos going on in this 2 minutes. 2 teams, 2 points, 2 goals, 2 assists, 2 assists. It was a great night. All brought to us by Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health, sound off for Deuces Wild.
Once again, that's Adam Gold with 2 minutes of gold, breaking down the Canes win 6-3 over the Devils last night in the season opener. 1-0. Can't be better than 1-0 after one game. I do want to just build off of what we said before the 2 minutes of gold for a second, talking about the Taylor Hall goal.
Yeah.
Taylor Hall is a fourth liner for this team.
Quote, air quotes, fourth liner, but yeah.
I mean, they don't number their lines.
They don't.
Whatever you want to call it. That is, and I'm saying that as a compliment to the roster.
Sure.
That he is a quote unquote fourth liner for them. That's a pretty unbelievable depth of forward.
You and I talked about it before the game yesterday. That line can really feast on some of their matchups that they had. And sure enough, Hall had a goal and assist. Eric Robinson had a goal late in the game as well. It's just that line. And Kokaniemi had a really, really strong start. That first 10 minutes of the game for Kokaniemi was awesome. Yeah, that's a real solid bottom six line that not a lot of teams can match against.
Kokaniemi made a beautiful move and wasn't able to finish and get into the back of the net, but it was a like, ooh, if he can do that consistently, watch out.
Yeah, you said made a great move. Unfortunately, pulled out the 60-degree lob wedge and chipped that one up into well over the net.
Golf analogy. Yep. It works. With that being said, that is number 5. Let's jump into number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, all together.
Lopez in the pistol with Hood behind him. He will hand to him. Hood right side, slithers through and powers home. Touchdown, Carolina. What a start for Belichick in the heel.
So that's an ironic headline to play, or highlight to play. We were going to talk about the Bill Belichick ongoing reports and situation out of Chapel Hill. I believe that highlight was Caleb Hood.
It was. That was the first touchdown of the season for UNC.
Caleb Hood, it was revealed today, is retiring from football.
Yeah.
5 games into the season. He was the starting running back at the beginning of the year. On that first drive, as you mentioned, he scored. Both Caleb Hood on his social media and a statement from Bill Belichick were released today. I want to be clear here. I have not heard any reports linking or any justification linking the retirement to the recent outpouring of reports about dysfunction within the program. Just kind of he's seeking peace and decided to retire from football. He is a 5th-year senior, so this is not a move to preserve eligibility and go play elsewhere. It appears as if he's just done with the game.
Richmond High School is right here in the state of North Carolina. So, yeah, he's an in-state product for sure. And was actually a high school quarterback.
Kind of, yeah, he was. And the highlight film is pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah. I cover a couple games for high school at T watching him play. He was really, really good.
So it's kind of it just strikes me as strange.
Yeah.
And who knows if more information will come out later. But for now, Caleb Hood retired from the game of football. Elsewhere in the Bill Belichick saga, I do want to read a tweet from Pat Welter, WRAL reporter, who earlier this week put out a article, which I think you should go check out on WRALsports.com or WRAL.com about Bill Belichick and the dysfunction within his program. But Pat Welter did tweet out last night, speaking to multiple sources today, reports that UNC decision makers discussed an exit strategy regarding Bill Belichick are false. Same with Belichick triggering his own buyout. Internally, they are working to improve across the board. End of tweet. The reason why I wanted to bring that up is because non-Pat Welter reporters, non-WRAL reporters from various other organizations have been reporting that there have been internal discussions about mitigating the buyout or negotiating a lower buyout, which would imply they are, maybe not in the red zone, but they're marching down the field towards a separation from Bill Belichick.
Yeah, we're in plus territory here.
Yeah, got a couple first downs, we're cruising.
Yeah.
That's obviously Pat's tweet there would be not quite there yet. It appears if they're still working towards the future and building and fixing the problems within the program rather than removing from the program. But we'll continue to follow along. Like I said, there's been a ton of chatter about Bill Belichick the last week or so, and I don't anticipate the chatter quieting down. So we'll continue to follow along and have the conversations that are necessary to have. That is number 4. Let's get to number 3.
Bailey, waist-high snap. Lofts it, left side of the end zone. Touchdown, NC State. C.J. Bailey waits, surveys the landscape, and fires a dart to Terrell Anderson.
NC State football at Notre Dame this weekend. A statement game opportunity. The beauty for NC State of a really tough game like this on the road against a good opponent is you need games like this on the schedule in order to drastically change your season, right? If as they learned last week, and I'm not saying all the other teams on their roster are Campbell, but you can beat teams that you're supposed to beat, and everybody kind of goes, yeah, but you still lost to them. You need to go beat someone you're not supposed to beat in order to reverse some of your previous transgressions. So, you lose to Virginia Tech, you need to beat a Notre Dame in order to kind of get back to even, right? They can kind of cancel each other out, if you will. With that being said, it's not easy. Notre Dame is a good team. They're big, tall, strong, and fast, and NC State's going to have their hands full. On Pack Therapy, the podcast, find it everywhere podcasts can be found. I did with Mike Lennon, former NC State quarterback, what I do every week. I said, give me our if-then statement. If blank happens, then NC State can win the game. And his answer was, if CJ Bailey throws for 3 touchdowns, which seems like a lot, right? And that's a tall ask for a young quarterback.
It very much is.
And he also added, he's kind of confident that Hollywood Smothers can have a day and can get one himself. So between those two, if you're accounting for 4 touchdowns, that does imply that the NC State offense is likely at least keeping up with Notre Dame and perhaps ahead of a Notre Dame offense. And then, finding touchdowns elsewhere becomes maybe the difference. But make no mistake about it, you don't beat Notre Dame with NC State's roster the way it's configured now without a couple of special performances, right? You need a couple of guys to be your stars, right? I always use Rod Brindamore's way of saying it. Your top guys have to play like top guys.
Yep.
And in the biggest moments, they have to be the players that want the ball in their hands. And that's CJ Bailey and Hollywood Smothers for NC State this year. The pass game is CJ Bailey and whoever's open, which I love the way that's working. If it's Keenan Jackson, if it's Wesley Grimes, if it's Terrell Anderson, if it's Justin Jolie, right? Whoever is there is rising to the occasion as a pass catcher. CJ Bailey has to be the one to orchestrate that whole thing and really make it happen. Defensively, do your best. If I'm DJ Elliott, the defensive coordinator, I'm keeping a couple back pages of the playbook plays ready to roll.
Okay.
Some exotic blitzes, something that we have not shown on tape all year, something that DJ Elliott hasn't used in a defense of his in a decade. And I'm having it ready just in case, because if you do get into a shootout, which is possible, right? If you do get into a shootout, sometimes you just need one.
Yeah.
Right? You just need to confuse the freshman quarterback for the other team once. You just need to surprise them with a blitz they haven't seen before once, right? Those 4th down turnovers where it's you score, I score, you score, I score, you turn it over, we score, and now you're up 2 scores. And as long as you keep up the pace, you can make it happen. So on offense, I think you more lean traditional because you have some dudes and you can, expect them to be great. On defense, well, I'm not saying they don't have any good players, but I don't think they have any as special as Smothers or Bailey. I think you want to keep that blitz that you haven't run since 1994 in the playbook and pull it out on a third down and when you feel it's really necessary.
By the way, real quick note regarding NC State, but basketball season is right around the corner. Real quick note, because I know we got to get to number 2 here in the starting 5. Former NC State men's basketball player Chucky Brown will serve as color analyst for all men's basketball games this season, replacing Tony Haynes, who's retiring. Chucky Brown. So
nice.
There you go. A little news and note there out there for the NC State fans.
For Will Wade's first year.
Yeah.
Have some fresh voice. That is number 3. Let's get to number 2.
Just the two of us.
Young under center. Tremble the fullback in the offset eye. Here's the snap. Fake to Etienne. Bryce throws. Caught by Evans. Catapults into the end zone for a touchdown. It's another rookie. It's Mitchell Evans. And he gives Carolina the lead with 1:59 to go.
Panthers versus Cowboys this Sunday. It's in Carolina. It's in Charlotte, where the Panthers are undefeated this year, 2-0. They are defeated elsewhere, 0-3 on the road. But this one's at home. So as they try to stay undefeated at home, the Panthers welcome the Cowboys. I'll give you a quick rundown of some of the more important injury news. Chuba Hubbard not playing. Taylor Moton, starting right tackle for the Panthers, not playing. Turk Wharton, one of the big boys up front on defense for the Panthers, not playing. But also, CeeDee Lamb, not playing. So there's injuries on both sides.
Turpin, the wide receiver, also not playing.
Kevontae Turpin, he's been a returner for them as well as a receiver for the Cowboys, not playing. Miles Sanders, not playing. So there's injuries on both sides.
Jonathan Mingo, questionable. Tyler Booker, one of their offensive linemen, is out this weekend as well. Deron Bland, one of their corners, as well as their other corner as well. Trayvon Diggs, also both listed as questionable this week as well.
Jalen Coker may be back.
Potentially.
Going to be a game time decision there.
JT Sanders, the tight end, might be back for the Carolina Panthers as well.
So some shuffling in and out of the lineup due to injury. Dennis, let's play a little. Just because we just did it with NC State, let's do a little if then statement.
All right.
If blank happens, Panthers beat the Cowboys.
There's like 3 things popped into my head.
All right, you gotta play the elimination game.
Because I don't want to say if the Panthers don't turn the ball over, they win, because we've seen them not turn the ball over against the New England Patriots and they still got blown out of the water.
But this is a different game.
If they don't fall behind by 14 points in the first half.
So they can be down 7 or they can be down 10 in the second?
They could honestly be down, for example, early in the game, it could be like a 10-3, or it could be something along those, like a 13-0, something. And I think that's fine. If you fall behind 14, I don't think they come back.
If I were to fill out that statement, if blank happens, then the Panthers win. I think I'm going to throw 100 yards on Rico Dowdle. If Rico Dowdle runs for 100 yards, that means you've kept, at least for portions of the game, the Dallas offense off the field. And it probably means they've stayed committed. And it kind of also says your if-then statement, because I don't think they're committed to the run if they find themselves down 14 early and they have to start slinging it. So if Rico Dowdle can run for 100 or more yards, then I think the Cowboys can get beat, essentially, is the move there. And Rico Dowdle revenge game. We're joking about a Jonathan Mingo revenge game.
It's a real thing.
Rico Dowdle wants this one. He still has friends over there. He's talking trash to him in the media. He's telling him to buckle up. It might be one of those weird blessings in disguise that Chuba Hubbard can't go in this one, because Rico's going to run with a little extra stank on, if you know what I mean. That's number 2. Let's get to number 1.
The one!
Speaking of a little extra stank on it, we haven't talked about it, and it's I will say on my behalf, it's been intentional. Logan Stankoven as a second line center.
Yeah.
I've seen positive reviews. I've seen wish I saw more. He looked slow. He looked this. He looked timid. I've seen it like every different kind of review from fans and analysts and everything else. It is his first game at the NHL level as a center. I'm not going to make any hard and fast judgments in any direction. Was that line the buzziest of the lines for the Carolina Panthers? No, it was not. But that doesn't mean it won't be. That doesn't mean that Svetch and Blake can't elevate Logan Stankoven as a center, and it doesn't mean he can't elevate them. Logan Stankoven as a center is not it's not an injury fill-in. You know what I mean? It's not, well, he's going to get 2 games at it, and then we're going to go back in the other direction. You'd like to think he has some on-ramp. You'd like to think he has some time to get his legs under him before anybody starts making any hard and fast judgments about his ability to play the center position. With that being said, Dennis, what do you think of Stanky at center?
I think overall the line was pretty good. They had a lot of good offensive zone time. You can see Stankoven's speed in the middle. He did pretty well in the faceoff circle overall in the game,
Which
as well.
Not everybody can say.
No, definitely not. I know Kotkaniemi struggled in the faceoff circle as a whole, but overall, I thought he was fine. And that line produced a lot of opportunities. Actually, if you look at like Natural Stat Trick, which does a lot of the advanced numbers and things along those lines, that line actually had the most chances for in terms of the offense, in terms of chances for, you're talking about, shots on net and things along those lines. They actually had the most chances for out of all 4 lines for the Carolina Hurricanes last night. They actually had the most chances. So they controlled play. They controlled the puck as well a lot. So, I mean, you also look at the expected goals from that line as well, was right there equal to Sebastian Aho's line. So that line was generating some scoring chances, and overall I thought played relatively pretty well. Defensively, maybe gave up a little bit more than you were hoping in a couple of situations. They got caught out there, but still overall, I mean, it was solid. It was fine. You didn't look at it and go, oh, that doesn't belong, which I think is the key thing. You looked at it and said, that's fine. Like it fit.
Wherever it was square one. Like that's just where he started as a center. You would expect him to improve, especially based on what we have been told about who Logan Stankoven is as a person as much as a player.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he were bad in his first game as a center, I would expect him to improve rapidly from that starting position. The fact that his starting position was pretty okay.
Yeah.
Like I still expect him to improve rapidly and work at the things that he's not doing well and get better at it. So, it's going to be one of those things that we check up on and everybody monitors and everybody pays attention to, and rightfully so. We've been talking about who the second line center is for the Carolina Hurricanes for years. But also we've been talking about it for years. It's not going to solve itself in an afternoon. So it's one of those things to watch, and it's even better if he can get some speed wobbles out and learn some things while you're winning 6-3. And while, Jarvis is scoring a couple and Miller's scoring a couple, and you can, you don't have to lean on him for like game-winning goals. And he'll score. I'm not saying game-winning goals. Hopefully he will, but he'll score goals and he'll get points, and then everything else will come. Who else stood out? If you were to name your gold star.
I mean, the biggest name that obviously stood out last night was Keandre Miller. That was obviously the big name that stood out to me. But
and not just the goals.
Oh,
like,
no,
it's very maybe even stood out in a bunch of other ways better than the goals, because it's not like the goals were the they weren't exactly the highlight snipes and those sort of things. They're good goals. Don't get me wrong. Don't give them back. But a lot of the other things he did actually impressed me more.
Yeah, his range, because of his length and his ability to skate, his speed, he just did so well during the course of the game last night. But a name that we really haven't talked about a whole lot, Shane Gostisbehere. Shane Gostisbehere, that
King
third defensive pair with Shane Gostisbehere playing on the right side as a left-handed defenseman. There are some pros to it, but there are also a lot of cons to it that come playing on your offside. But playing with Alexander Nikishin, who's still learning this thing at the NHL level, and to see those two guys play extremely well and factor into multiple goals during the course of the game, I thought was outstanding. I thought those two played really well together. But Shane Gostisbehere, him on his offside, especially the way Rob Brind'Amour used him and Nikishin, where mostly when they were going on the ice, it was an offensive zone faceoff, so it kind of helped protect them a little bit in that regard. But Shane Gostisbehere was offside, just teeing up one-timers during the course of the game. He's like, sweet. And it worked. It was great. I thought the two of them looked really good together, and especially Gostisbehere. That's a name I don't think we really talked about a whole lot.
Speaking of names we didn't talk about, and it's not because we don't appreciate him. I know everybody knows we do. Mm-hmm. Even when all offseason you talk about how good Jacob Slavin is, it's still startling to see it game one and go, I was right when I said how unbelievably good that guy was.
It's like, there's another block shot.
Another block shot. Another just expert stick work, poke, takeaway. Just so much good from Jacob Slavin.
There was one time New Jersey just kind of dumped the puck into the Carolina zone from the middle of the ice, and he just bats the puck out of midair from his own blue line, cross center ice, right into a spot where like one of his guys can just skate with speed to go get it. I was like, of course Jacob Slavin did that.
It literally, I said out loud, I wonder how good of a baseball player he would be, because just to have the hand-eye coordination to pull that move off, I'm like, he would do work on an off-speed pitch. Luckily, he didn't choose that direction. He chose hockey, and he's signed on an excellent deal with the Carolina Hurricanes for a long time. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are live at the SAS Championship here in Cary at Prestonwood Country Club. And we are going to continue to be here in Cary at Prestonwood Country Club and talk a little golf. But first, Tim Donnelly here for Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Speaking of golf, here's what I want everybody to do. Next time you're watching a major championship, right? Next time you're watching a big golf tournament and you see your favorite golfer win and they hold up the trophy, look at what's on their wrist, because they darn near all of them, love luxury watches, and they have some some rare Rolex or an Omega or whatever it is. And if you want your version of it, right, when you beat your buddies in your weekend league and you're holding up the trophy, you can have your pre-owned and vintage Rolex. You can have your rare Omega. All you have to do is go to Bailey's Fine Jewelry, specifically the Bailey's Fine Jewelry in Raleigh's Village District, where they have the Fox and Bailey watch shop. Right, when you're talking golf, you're talking precision, performance, patience. That's what wins championships, and that's what you get with a Rolex or an Omega. Just like the pros on the green, a great watch is all about perfect timing. You could pair, a Rolex Datejust or an Omega Aquaterra, which are both available at the Fox and Bailey watch shop, and that works on and off the course, right? You can do a little bit of both, a little bit of play, a little bit of work. Works with both. Again, it's Bailey's Fine Jewelry, their Village District location in Raleigh, Fox and Bailey watch shop. Let them know you heard about it from me, Tim, right here on 99.9 The Fan. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's golf. Who do we see out on the course? Who impressed us? Stick around to find out.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
This is your year if you're Buffalo. This is your year. The competition in the AFC in terms of number of great teams is less than it feels like it's been. You have to take advantage of it.
I'm looking around the landscape of the AFC, and every single team has major questions with the exception of the Buffalo Bills.
Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Waking up, getting ready, sitting in traffic. Let's face it, getting to work in the morning is a lot of work. But when you get a great deal on your favorite McDonald's coffee, becoming a morning person is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Now get any size refreshingly cold iced coffee for $1, a delicious mocha for $2, and a frappe for $3. Available only during breakfast hours. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Ryan Monsine from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. People are looking around their homes right now and they're saying, I need this, I need this, I need this. You guys do everything for the exterior of your home. How do you keep it from being overwhelming for the homeowner?
Right, Adam. The first thing we do is we come out there, do an assessment with the homeowner. It's a no-obligation estimate, and we can break it up into phases of projects, or if you want to break it up into easy monthly payments, we come out there, give you a good plan. It's no pressure, no obligation, and whether it's windows, siding, doors, roofing, most of these projects we give you a lifetime warranty on for the rest of your time in the home. And then you can also break it up into easy monthly payments and make it manageable for your budget.
I love manageable. I love easy monthly payments. I love lifetime warranties. Ryan Monsine from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. These people are amazing. You should check them out online, aluminumcompany.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. Haven't done this yet today, so I will do it now. Please download our 99.9 The Fan app. I think this week is really one of those weeks where we've proven that we do everything we can to bring you the content you need and want with all across the triangle, right? We spent our early part of the week out at the ACC tip-off event in Charlotte. Yesterday, we were outside the Lenovo Center for the Canes opener. Today, we're here at the SAS Championship, Prestonwood Country Club in Cary. And all of this is being documented on video, audio, and there's articles being written about many of these events, and they're all available on the 99.9 The Fan app. And there's also giveaways of multiple different varieties that are only available on the app. So download the 99.9 The Fan app. You can live stream there. You can listen to Canes games there. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on. 99.9 The Fan available in the Google Play and App Store. All we ask is that you please give us a little 5-star rating and some positive reviews, and we'll go from there.
Speaking of the stuff that's given away on 99.9 The Fan app, or to go to 99.9thefan.com, there's a pair of tickets to see Seether and Daughtry with special guests POD and Cami Kehoe at Red Hat Amphitheater on October the 18th. So we're talking next week, October 18th. So again, visit 99.9thefan.com or 99.9 The Fan app and just go to look at contests, search right there, and see your extra chance to go maybe win some tickets.
Daughtry, we're going to make picks in a little bit. Daughtry was my pick his year on American Idol.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom's a big American Idol fan. We pick, as soon as they get to the top 24, we pick ours, and Daughtry was my guy. He should have won. He didn't. I still consider it a good pick.
I could see you doing like fantasy American Idol.
Our family pretty much did for like 20 years.
I could see you doing that 100%.
That is not an exaggeration. My family is competitive, and my mom loves American Idol, so we made it work. Daughtry was my pick, though, and he didn't win, and he should have. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We're here at the SAS Championship. Champions Tour Golf, if you haven't been, and there are still opportunities for you to come out tomorrow and watch and get up close and personal. Champions Tour Golf is really cool for a few reasons. One, the golfers can still swing it, right? I know
they can.
50 plus ain't what it used to be. If they can get out there and still put a good move on the ball. But also there is an accessibility to Champions Tour Golf that is just not there for the PGA Tour. And I think it's because many of the guys, and we'll list a few of them, right? Padraig Harrington, Ernie Els, Retief Goosen, Stuart Sink, Darren Clark, Colin Montgomery. Like their legacies are already fully fully secured, right? There's their PGA Tour work or their European Tour work or their work in majors throughout the past handful of decades has already, like, their place in history is cemented. So they're out here for the love of the game, and they're out here to reward fans. So, I saw Stuart Sink stop, right? We're here. If you're looking at YouTube, there's the 10th tee right over our shoulder. Stuart Sink on his way over to the 10th tee stopped and had a couple conversations. More so than just like, a head nod and a wave like you see, in many sporting events, like an actual, let me shake your hand. Oh yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, whatever they're saying. And then moving on, which you don't see it at the PGA Tour because those guys are grinding, trying to leave their legacy.
A little bit more at stake.
Exactly. So it's an opportunity really to get closer to the game than you thought. And like I said, the golf is still good. they can still put a move on the ball, as I said. And then otherwise, there's your dudes, right? If you grew up watching golf, if you were a fan of golf 10, 15, 20 years ago, you get to see the guys, right? You get to see the big names, the ones that can play. And then, the Jerry Kellys of the world and some that have found their game on the Champions Tour and maybe won a bunch more on the Champions Tour than did on PGA.
And one of the cool things about this tournament here is the fact that so many of these guys, like you mentioned, have these history of, we're talking major winners, multiple major
Cup,
winners,
Hall of
Ryder Cups, all
Famers.
that. They still choose to come play in this event. It's because it's in the top half of purse and across the across the tour and everything. But it's not only that, but also just the atmosphere that's created here. Obviously the course and the conditions that it's in. We talked to Jeff Kleiber about that, but the fact that it really is an awesome place to come out here and enjoy. And it really is a testament to, I always say this as well, about what our area offers in terms of the sports world, because you can have this kind of tournament here and it be successful for 25 plus years. It's no coincidence that we've had the NCAA tournament at the Lenovo Center this past spring, and that we're actually going to get a regional, like an Elite Eight and a Final Four in 2028. We're getting these kinds of events that are going to be coming to this area. Major soccer teams, programs coming to Keenan. The Savannah Bananas are going to be coming to Keenan. This all is part of that in this greater triangle area that we have, and the community focused part of it and stuff. It really is phenomenal that our area really is blessed with these kinds of events that take place.
And then just to give me a couple minutes here to truly go nerdy golf, you could argue, right, that with maybe a little bit slower ball speed, right, just a tad bit lower on the club speed, they have to play more like pure golf. Where trust me, I would do it if I could, but some of the golfers today just look at a bunker and go, oh, that's not even a play. I'm just going to mash it right over the top.
Yeah, right over top of it.
When the course is designed to make you, have to go left or right? Or if there's a dog leg, right, you're supposed to have to put it the proper distance out and make your approach. When a lot of the golfers on the PGA Tour now are like, I'm just cutting the corner and I'll put it somewhere over by the green and then chip out of the rough or the bunker or whatever. With a little bit less ball speed, you get to see Ernie Els or Masters champion Mike Weir play some real golf, right?
Yeah.
Like they have to play the course more as it was designed, which, when you talk PGA Tour, people always talk about rolling back the golf ball, right? Taking a little bit of the juice out, making it so, the ball doesn't go as far artificially. Kind of what the arguments for that are we want to get back to seeing golf played, the way a lot of these courses were designed. And you could do that, or you could just wait till you're, 53 years old, and then the ball rolls back naturally. You don't have to change the composition of the ball. It just doesn't go as far on its own.
Make it a true skill.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's the thing. Make it actually true skill. It's amazing how we're just seeing like power take over in sports. Like baseball, it's just what's my my pitch rotation in terms of like the basically the RPMs of the ball. Those kinds of things. What are my launch angles, all that kind of stuff, because we're just, mashing home runs as opposed to, all right, how is there's no more Tony Gwynn out there. Like that's what you kind of have to be out there on the golf course. Like how can you manufacture a par after trying to avoid a bunker with a dog leg left? There's just little things along those lines that makes the sport so skilled.
And then with that being said, I'm going to have to walk it back just a little bit because while we were talking, I refreshed the leaderboard. Stuart Sink moved into a tie for first.
Okay.
And if you were to go look up driving distance on the Champions Tour, he's number one.
He's number one. Go figure.
So Stuart Sink. So you get both. You get Potty Harrington and Stuart Sink both tied for first, along with Robert Carlson and Chad Campbell. And they're going to attack it a different way. So you get a little bit of both when it comes to the Champions Tour, which I think is really, all any of us can ask for.
I know you and I were talking about this earlier when we were watching some of these guys, tee off here on the 10th hole that's right behind us, is that there are a lot of people that play golf quite frequently that are in their physical primes, that play at a very, very, very high level, that couldn't even sniff what these guys are doing right now. Like, it's still a high level of play. It really is fascinating.
I mean, they with tournament level preparation, 4 guys shot a 68. That's smoking it.
Yeah. This is not an easy course, by the way.
Not at all. And they, trust me, I would assume make it a good amount more difficult for the Champions Tour than the traditional players here at Prestonwood Country Club. It is a beautiful location. We're enjoying our time here on the patio of the clubhouse, and we'll continue to do so until the end of the show. Speaking of, we have to make our picks before the end of the show, and we'll get to that in 1 second. First, Dennis Cox has something for you.
I do. Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. I'm approaching 10 weeks with the program at Raleigh Weight Loss. I'm down 40 pounds. Down 40 pounds. And when you actually hit that number, it really does pop out to you. And I actually were walking around this past week at all the events that we've been to, and people come up to me and say, hey, have you really lost 40? I say, yeah, I really have. And the day-to-day life of having lost the weight that I've lost is just made things so much easier. Not only do my clothes fit better, but I just simply look in the mirror and I go, I don't recognize myself from where I was just two months ago. It really is staggering, but I say that in a positive way as well. I know it can be frustrating for a lot of people when it comes to the weight loss journey. I've been there. I've realized that my body doesn't react the way it did in college when I was playing sports. It's just different now as your body changes, as it ages. This is where Raleigh Weight Loss Center comes in. The Raleigh Weight Loss Center program is all about resetting and restarting your metabolism so your body can do the thing it naturally could do, which is burn fat. That is the goal at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. No shots or injections. You're not doing any HGH, no of those kinds of things, none of those side effects. Again, it's just allowing your body to do the thing that it naturally can do. Give them a call, 919-897-7506, or visit them online, RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Set up a free 15-minute phone call with them. Again, it's a free 15-minute phone call. If you have questions, concerns, that's what that free 15-minute phone call is about. That way you can figure out if the program truly is right for you. 919-897-7506 or RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Let them know Dennis sent you. Results may vary.
We're going to make some picks, send you into the weekend the right way. Coming up next, don't go anywhere.
The road to college football's national championship runs through 99.9 The Fan. The ACC, the SEC, the biggest matchups will be found here.
And the redshirt freshman, Kalen, direct snap, Taylor, touchdown! Virginia wins it in overtime for the second week in a row.
College football on The Fan is powered by Wake Med, Roofworks, and Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We will be making some picks here from the patio at Prestonwood Country Club for the SAS Championship. But first, Dennis has something he'd like to update you on.
Yeah, I do. This actually, again, we're trying to follow everything in the latest when it comes to UNC football, Bill Belichick, and then the reports earlier this week from Pat Welter of WRAL that really has kind of opened the floodgates about and really kind of pulled the veil back about UNC football and Bill Belichick. And then actually Chris Lee of WRAL Sports actually posted this on WRAL News as well on WRAL.com. You can see his news reporting there. He posted this at about an hour and 45 minutes ago about how there are concerns still about what Bill Belichick can do in terms of recruiting. And this actually comes from one former UNC player. I'll read this directly. Quote, a former UNC player said, quote, my concern would be how important is the job to Belichick? How important is Carolina to him? Will he spend the time doing the things he didn't have to do in the NFL? How committed is he to really doing the job that it's going to take to get the program to what they're paying him to do? And he said other former UNC players have different eras from different eras, spoke to WRAL on condition of anonymity, echoed those sentiments, including some told WRAL that they never thought that things would work with Belichick. Others said they knew it would be tough to implement a pro style in a college program in one season, so fans should be patient. So again, kind of mixed reaction from different people. But nonetheless, also one high school football coach says he always got the feeling that Belichick was in for one season before planning to bolt to the NFL. This high school football coach said, quote, the bottom line is you're not the only person that can coach. The way they came into this was somewhat arrogant and unprepared, unquote.
There's a lot of negativity around that program at the moment.
There's a lot of it.
And they're going to have to address it at some point, whether they address it with their actions or they make statements and things and who knows, go on podcasts or McAfee. At some point, there's going to have to be some reaction to it because in college sports, like perception is reality, right?
Yeah.
What people think you are, if recruits think that of you, it ends up being, really detrimental to your program. So we'll see and continue to check out 99.9 The Fan, our app. You listen to shows like this one on 99.9 The Fan and WRAL.com for the latest. In the meantime, it's time to make our picks. So, Max, back at the studio, why don't you start lining up some picks and we'll start making them.
All right, let's get into it. It's a stacked weekend of action in sports. Got some playoffs. We got some football. We got a whole lot of stuff to dig into. But let's start out with the highest stakes. We got playoff baseball tonight. We've got an elimination game in Seattle. The Mariners are taking on the Tigers. For Detroit, Tariq Skubal, the likely AL Cy Young winner, will be on the bump against George Kirby for the Mariners. Very interesting in this one. With those pitchers on the bump, the Vegas total is set at 5.5 runs. Who are you guys rocking with tonight in this decisive ALDS game, Tigers or Mariners?
There's a gentleman in that series from the state of North Carolina whose last name is a city in the state of North Carolina, and his nickname is the Big Dumper.
Let's go.
So I'm taking Cal Raleigh and the Mariners. Screwball is obviously a monster, but I don't think he pitches a complete game. So at some point, they're going to have to bring someone else on the mound, and that's when the Big Dumper arrives.
Mariners are down 2-1 in the bottom of the eighth. Cal Raleigh hits a 2-run homer in the bottom of the eighth, puts them up 3-2. They win this one 3-2.
And I do want to be clear on this, just because I feel bad when people tail my picks, and if they do with cash and they don't win. I watch very little of that series thus far, so it is mostly vibes that I am picking with in that one.
Yep.
All right, and then we'll go on over to the other elimination game this weekend. Tomorrow in Milwaukee, it is the Brewers hosting the Cubs in that decisive Game 5. Looks like the projected starters are actually still TBD. Originally, it looked like Shota Imanaga was in line to start for the Cubs, but now it looks like that will not be the case. Who do you guys have, Brewers or Cubs, in the final series of the division series in Major League Baseball?
The Brewers have been one of the better teams in baseball all year. And I like, I don't want to say rewarding, but I like a team that can be that successful. And I know they collapsed there at the end. but they don't have the money that a lot of these big market teams have. So I'm pulling for the financial underdog. Give me the Brewers.
Okay, so the question is, do you go against Victoria Vodnecker, the producer of the Adam Gold Show, who's a big Cubs fan, or do you go against Jeff Kleiber, who's the executive director here at the SAS Championship, where we are, who's a massive Brewers fan? That's a tough one for me. I'm going to go Brew Crew on this one. Give me the whole field of this one. Give me the Brew Crew. I can't pick against Jeff. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Brewers were the 1 seed in the NL this year. So
we are actually.
Yeah. All right. We'll go over to the gridiron now. Let's go. We'll go keep it on Saturday. We discussed this game a little bit earlier. NC State going on the road. They're going to go to South Bend, visit Touchdown Jesus and Notre Dame. Fighting Irish are 22.5-point favorites as of right now. What do you guys see in this game? Does NC State keep it close or potentially pull the upset?
It depends which thing is close. I think they cover easily. I think they cover by a touchdown, but I don't think they win it. I think when it comes down to it, it'll be the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball that ends up being the downfall, and Notre Dame pulls ahead to win. 38, and then the Wolfpack score 38 minus 15.
So 23?
There you go.
On-air math. Give me 42-24 Notre Dame.
I'm just going to stop doing on-air math and just talking equations. I'm just going to say it and let all of you at home do the math.
Let you all solve it. Give me 42-24 Notre Dame wins this one, but I think it's 35-24, like kind of middle part of the fourth quarter, and then Notre Dame gets a touchdown to kind of get that last little gap. So give me that score. I think it's going to be a competitive game for the most part, but I think Notre Dame just a little bit too much. Give me 42-24, but the score's a little bit closer than what the score might indicate.
I'm just hoping NC State doesn't get blown out, but we'll surely see some points in this one. The Vegas
you can get
total
State plus 1,000 on the money line.
Yeah, so if they do, their backers will be very happy about that.
What's a dollar hurt?
Yeah. A lot of good matchups in college football. Let's go to the one featuring 2 top 10 teams. Indiana going on the road, going out west to face Oregon and Dante Moore. Oregon favored by 7.5 points in this one. Who are you guys riding with, the Hoosiers or the Ducks?
Could say this is one of, if not the quarterback matchup of the year, right? Because Indiana has Mendoza, who is rising up some NFL draft boards. Dante Moore is flying up NFL draft boards. So if we call that near a wash, I will go with what I think is the stronger rest of the roster, which is Oregon. Give me Oregon.
Give me Oregon by 10 in this one, but I think this game is going to be relatively close throughout. And I think it's also people are going to look at Indiana and go, hey, actually, you're not the Indiana of last year. You actually are better, even though you're going to lose this game.
Kurt Cignetti has made it impossible for anyone to impress as a first-year head coach.
Yeah.
He is the ultimate, what? You didn't turn the program around in 1 year? Look at what Cignetti did in Indiana.
That's a good point.
And I don't know. I think Bill Belichick has an argument.
I think he's both of them are probably the outlier. I don't think you should get that much worse like you did in UNC, and I don't think you should get that much better like they did last year in Indiana.
All right, so that will be all for Saturday. Let's throw it over to Sunday. We'll hit one more game before we get to our Carolina Panthers. I'd say the game of the week probably going to be happening over at Arrowhead in Kansas City between the Chiefs and the Lions. The Chiefs at 2-3 are actually favored by 2.5 points on their home field over Detroit. Who do you guys have, the Chiefs or the Lions?
I have a rule. I don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. Now, I might not bet for Patrick Mahomes, right? I'd rather stay away from the game than bet on the other team. But if you're going to make me make a pick, I can't break my rule. Give me Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Give me the points. Give me the money line, Detroit. I'm going to take Detroit in this one. I just don't see him from Kansas City this year. Just based off the few games that we've seen him play. I know Reed and Mahomes are there, but I don't know. This team just doesn't seem to have it.
What they need to do is get Brashard Smith in at running back more often, 7th round pick. He's dynamic, and a little less, Isaiah Pacheco stomping for 3 yards, and a little more Brashard Smith with big plays.
All right, we got 2 minutes left here, so we'll hit the final game. The Panthers hosting the Cowboys at Bank of America Stadium this weekend. Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites on the road against the Panthers.
Love a home dog.
So what do you guys have, Panthers or Cowboys?
So I will say this: during Make Our Picks last week, I did pick the Carolina Panthers to beat the Miami Dolphins.
You did.
So I want my credit there.
You did.
I will not be picking the Carolina Panthers this time. I think the Dolphins were in a special place of struggle, and I think the Cowboys, while they are not a perfect team by any stretch, I think their offense is explosive enough to put the Panthers in some bad situations. I think they win by double figures.
37-23 Dallas.
Yeah, something around there.
37-23 Dallas, and it's a late touchdown by Carolina to make it 23.
You guys are missing a key stat. I will be at the game in Charlotte on Sunday. I have never seen the Panthers lose in person.
Well, how many games have you been to?
2.
Okay, so we're small sample sizing it.
And
I like it.
Let's not talk about the fact that they were both against the Saints.
Saints last year, is that the last one?
That was one of them.
Okay.
All right. So Dak Prescott and what was it, Spencer Rattler? That's
no, it was Derek Carr last year.
Oh, it was before
it was Derek Carr, and the other one I went to, it was Jameis Winston.
You know what? That's actually, there's something there. There might be something there.
There might be.
So are you taking the Panthers? Is that what I heard?
No. 37-23.
I'm taking the Panthers. I'm taking
Max?
the Panthers.
Okay, Max.
What's the score, Max? Quickly.
27-24.
27-24. All right. From the Max, if you're right, we'll give you your credit. Thank you to everybody here at the SAS Championship, Jeff Kleiber, and everybody else. Thank you to the players for putting on a show. We'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Saturdays are for college football. Also, I have a golf towel that says Saturdays are for the boys. Boosting with the boys from FanDuel. This is awesome. Everyone gets a college football profit boost every single week. Here's how it works. Each week, we're giving a profit boost to use on college football. All you got to do is play. You click, boom, you get your profit boost, and then you win. FanDuel.com/Adam Gold, FanDuel.com/Adam Gold, and check out Boosting with the Boys. It should be a song, really. Get in on the action with FanDuel. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
The Adam Gold Show.
Look, Bradley Nadeau had a great preseason. I thought he was really impressive other than the first game. He scored 3 goals, actually 4, even though 1 was chalked off for being offside. And I think we got a glimpse of the future. Even though he's going to start the season with the Chicago Wolves in the American Hockey League, I think we got a glimpse of somebody who's going to be with the Hurricanes sooner rather than later and will be part of their future.
The Adam Gold Show, weekdays starting at noon on 99.9 The Fan.
This party's getting crazy. Are those mini horses? And there's a build-your-own fireworks bar? Ah! Heads up! Whoa, and they've got the new ultimate blowout scratch-offs. Okay, now it's a party.
With $250, $500, and $5,000 prizes, the ultimate blowout scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery are exploding with wins.